Tell me where do I go? Tell me where do I take us? Your heart is starting to slow.
I am the real Honey Bear. I'm here with my boy Mashup Maloney. We're here for week 3 of the AML. It's great to see you guys here. Maloney, how the heck you doing today, man? What's good?
Oh, good. You know, got some coffee in me. Played some TFT. I'm actually on a bit of a climb to Diamond 3, potentially maybe today. Who knows?
Did you mean to rhyme there? Coffee in me on my way to Diamond 3. Was that purpose, accident?
Nope, but I am a ghostwriter, so, you know, so just keep an eye on the next new tracks by Drake. I mean, sorry, but yeah. So other than that, I'm excited to watch AML. We're in week 3 right now, as you said. Just one more week after this before 24 people left for playoffs. So
yeah, absolutely. But right now we only have 8 that we are dealing with. The rest of the lobbies, if you guys want to check those out, I'm sure Lawrence at some point will drop a link. On my end, it looks like my camera is lagging significantly. I don't know about on your end, but it doesn't matter about my camera. What we actually want to see, Maloney, is the predictions, because nobody cares about us. Everybody cares about the players. So, Maloney, run us through. What are they looking like here?
Lawrence is kind of catching up to everybody else. Got some good predictions last week. I'm really curious to see what he's going for here. Xanazurge did well last week as well. Of course, our lovely hero expired on the top here. TA Soak, I don't know too much about, so I'm really curious to see how Soak's going to go with the lobby. And then, of course, Catch rounding it out. Staff just a little bit behind Lawrence. Staff makes fun of Lawrence a bit, saying that he's not good at predicting, but Lawrence is catching up right now. Caster's doing pretty well, but the community kind of caught up to us, which is not exactly what I want to see right now, but good stuff to them predicting correctly. Of course, you can always hop onto the Aegis Esports Discord and just fill out the prediction sheets right there, and you can join in the fun with us.
Yeah, I mean, the community's dominating. I kind of would expect that. Obviously, we pride ourselves in watching these leagues, knowing about these leagues, knowing about all the players. But, more knowledge is definitely not more power. And you can see that in basically everything we do, right? But some players I want to talk about, Expired being one that I want to talk about, kind of on the outside looking in right now. With the playoffs, what do you think about him being on everybody's list? Do you think it's his time to shine this week?
I think so. I don't know really how to describe it besides, Expire belongs to the streets. He's very friendly in the community, plays a lot of in-houses with a bunch of people, especially back in the public beta environment. And, a lot of people just expect him to do well. He did get into Masters, recently again. So actually, no, this is his first time, I believe, this season.
First ever time in Masters. StarCraft 2 professional player. But TFT Masters player finding himself in the AML. But yeah, I fully agree with your logic there of, you see him playing constantly. So it's just a matter of time before he really has a breakthrough. A lot of other players on this list kind of keep showing up, though, which is surprising. Do you think this is a top-heavy lobby, or do you think we're going to see some discrepancy once we actually load into game here?
Honestly, I think we're going to really see some discrepancy. There's a lot of good people here, but even then, we might see a top 4 just kind of take a big gap between the rest. Of course, I might be wrong. Honestly, it's 50-50. It's a complete coin toss, and we'll only find out once game 1 finishes.
Yeah, it really is. I think there's, AML, talking behind the scenes, Maloney, I know you and I have talked about this and a lot of the other casters and analysts, but the AML this year just seems so close and so tight just all the way around. I think it speaks, just like Expired, bringing him as the example again, being on the outside looking in, just how much confidence a lot of us have in his ability to move up. And I think that just shows you how closely contested this AML is. And I'm excited to see this lobby once we get into it. The lobby has sent. They're waiting on Carousel here, but I'm excited to get into it and actually see what these players are gonna start off with. But anybody else on this list that you want to shout out real quick before we get into game?
Not right now, possibly. Well, not exactly Bacon. Shout out to them, popping up like they did last time. They had a pretty good matches on stream. So just here's hoping they're able to bring the same energy they did last week.
Absolutely. And here we go into Carousel. Game 1. Maloney, it's been a while since I've been able to cast these games, so I am extremely excited to get to watch them. I actually had to do some VOD reviews to just make sure I was up to date on the game. Because holy cow, these players are way better than me, and what else to do besides watch them and see if I can learn a thing or two.
That's completely fair. Ever since that there's a new league for people that play Diamond and below, the the competition in AML is a lot more fiercer and a lot more well-rounded, just like you said. And, us both being, well, actually, you have higher highs than me, as you've been in Masters a few times compared to me. I haven't been yet, but, let's say us Diamond players, still have a lot to learn from these Grandmasters and Masters players. They have really good pacing for the most part. They have a lot more awareness on what to possibly build. There's not many one tricks on the go. Notable one trick I believe last set 7.5 PRS. I believe they're kind of branching out as well. So we're seeing a lot of diversity from everybody.
Yeah, we absolutely are seeing diversity. And, I think it's fun to see even, me hitting Masters before. I'm hard stuck plat right now. This set is difficult for me, but my goodness. Doesn't seem difficult for a lot of these players. Haven't made their way to the ACL. We'll get to see the big guys tomorrow, but just getting to watch these players is always such a joy. Speaking of a joy of watching, Expired, I'm a big fan of this, guys. I think I say it all the time. Just excited to see what he can actually do. Being that StarCraft pro, bringing it over to TFT. You have a lot of, I think, other genres of games or, other strategy games that people bring into. And as I said, I'll pause that. We're into the first round of augments here.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Actually, almost all of those augments for Expired kind of just doesn't force him to go any certain way. So he goes for the Sunfire board. It's not the strongest board right now, but honestly, that's not the end of the world. He does have a potential Laser Corp start, just needs one more to get that party started. But as we go over to Plop's board now, we see 2 Sivers, a Thrill of the Hunt. This is definitely a stark contrast. They're going to be looking to possibly hold the front line down with the Wukong, with the Rel, and then with the Last Whisper already slammed, you're definitely going to see Plop potentially transition over to a Samira angle.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely looking like a Samira angle. We'll see what he goes with. I mean, I think that's a very versatile item. Just because I think you can put it. I don't know. How many ADs do you actually think are viable this set, Maloney? Let's start there.
Oh, God. Okay,
There's not many, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen it much, but Senna reroll's solid, but you still have Zed reroll that does well with Last Whisper. You have Samira, sorry, not Zed reroll, but Zed does well with Last Whisper. Samira does well with Last Whisper.
Yep.
It's not really an ideal item for Camille, but you could put it on her if you have nothing else after the IE and the Bloodthirster.
Correct.
And
what else? I mean, you can run it with the threat board. You don't see that a lot unless you can really 3-star the Belveth. It does feel like Belveth's a little weak. Interested to see if they're actually going to do it. Do have an admin here. Might just be checking it. A lot of got the AD, got the health, got the ability power. Yeah. Goes with the health. Maloney, I know you're an admin, fan over here. Yep. What do you think about that pick?
So here's the thing. I would have really enjoyed if he didn't slam the Last Whisper. You could have seen a potential Camille angle. Especially, I think Knife's Edge gives you 35, so in 10 seconds you already have a better Knife's Edge on your Camille. And then, of course, as it goes by, I think it goes up to 100% attack damage, which is insane. So I would have went with that, but it kind of shows me right here that it's just not really in the cards for Plop right now, especially not this lobby. But maybe next time. I don't know. Maybe he might change his mind, but
it's tough. I've always been a proprietor, at least lately, of running the AP admin trail. I do think it's superior at the current moment. I think there are more ways that you can run that, but with that slam, with that item slam, not really the case. You can't really go the AP route anymore. You're kind of stuck in the AD train.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? I understand the AP route being better because, well, of course, it's LeBlanc versus Camille in a way.
Yes, it is.
And then with Soraka as well, so you have more admin benefactors in that line. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. Sometimes it can be hilarious to see a 600 attack damage Camille, in the late game simply because all of her teammates died and she gets 20 attack damage per ally death. But it's just much better to do that with AP. And
yeah, you love to play it. You don't like to play against it. That is for sure. That's my opinion of it. Anyways, never wanted to play against that. Getting my front line shattered and destroyed by a 600 AD Camille. Never fun.
Speaking of which, another team that's not fun to play against. 4 duelists in the early game and the mid game is just disgusting to play against. They get so much momentum right off the gate. They just turn into a bunch of trucks no matter how flimsy they are. That one right there, just with the last whisper slam as well on the vein, it's just running everybody over. And like that match that we just saw with Plop was just in 5 seconds because of the duelist.
Yeah, absolutely, over in 5 seconds. We do have our win streaker over here. What do you think about this? Obviously, they are slamming levels early and looking pretty strong doing it. Do you think this win streak's going to carry through to Krugs?
Well, they're doing a really good job scouting around. I want to say yes. They do have a 2-star Poppy and a 2-star Wukong. And then they also have Laser Corpse in effect as well. So I want to say yes, but this is going to be a big test right here. It does, of course, they do have the meta TFT, a 98% win chance. They're not always correct, but the Laser Corps and the defenders are smothering the front line, going straight into the back. It doesn't matter, but LeBlanc is hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks like they have the heal 350 health on kill admin trait, so that's just a free throw in the HUD. So
yeah, looked like a pretty good fight from them. Did get a couple of unit kills there from Zanzurg. Zanazurge. Holy cow, I'm gonna butcher everybody's name.
Just call him Z.
Being on the back end for so long. Z out here. Did get a few unit kills. That's a pretty good pickup for them. So he's still at 90 HP, so probably did want to win that one, but tough board to go up to here. But this is the real spot. You cannot lose this round. If you're win streaking, if you lose this, it could be detrimental for you for the rest of the game.
Absolutely. You lose out on so much econ. I believe it's 4, which, 4 to 6 gold, depending on how much you're streaking. It's terrifying, but at the same time, you can't let that get to you. And it's not hard to. It's hard not to, but you just got to keep on playing. It's try not to think about the econ that you lost. Just be like, okay, I still have this amount of HP. What am I going to go for? That way. It is a lot more different the higher you go in ELO. I learned this the hard way playing against Masters, GrandMasters, and Challengers players in top 8 of the Fortune's Favor tournament. What? Yeah, it was Ramen Blitz just... Actually, I can't even say beat the crap out of all of us. It was a 3-way tie for first, but Ramen Blitz clutched it out, and I got 2 7th places, so I got 8th place in the top 8.
Yeah, Maloney, you can tell us because we're all friends here, right? Was it 8 out of 8? Did you get 8th out of 8?
I got 8th out of 8th, but I didn't get a single 8th place. I didn't get a single 8th place that tournament. So it's an unofficial 8th place.
There it is.
It's fake news. 8th place.
That's first in our hearts here. That's first in our hearts.
Yeah, I got 2 7s. That's
there you go. Isn't that the worst though? When you're hanging out, especially if you're in solo queue early on, and you just find yourself and Big Bro Keens just shows up in your lobby, and you're like, "What the heck? How am I playing with this guy? Like, get out of here!" Of course, he stomps you and sends you 7th. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
Yeah. Oh man. I think I'll take it in stride, but there's one time Goobombs was in my lobby. I got 6th and they got 7th. And I was just like, all right, it's a Christmas miracle, but I gotta brush this off and just keep on going. So, we got a couple of dubs, but yeah, it's hilarious, especially when you're in the north.
Maloney, I'm interested in Expired Sport. I want to take a pivot over there. I believe he had 3 units on the board. Did you see that? Is that correct? You got 3 units on the board over here, buddy?
He is open forting by the looks of it.
He
yes,
is
3
open
units.
boarding over here. Haven't seen this strategy in a little while. The big open board going into the next round of augments here. We'll see what he takes. Axiom Arc is a really good augment choice for a lot of different routes. Ascension, always a solid pick as well. Does end up going with the Ascension. Interested to see what kind of board he's going to come up with. He doesn't have a lot of money. And open boarding there. Finds the Viego. You gotta play the Viego, I'm thinking.
No, unfortunately, he doesn't have the items for Viego.
It's a Viego, Maloney. Why don't you just play it?
Honestly, you do have a good point, but they're going for the blue buff. They're going for the rune ends on the Belveth. It's good enough, you know. We have Viego at home, and she's got, you know.
My predictions are riding on this man, and he skipped over a Viego. What am I supposed to think?
Not put all your chickens in one egg or something like that.
Put all my expireds in one basket. The chickens will expire. We could find some joke there. But you know what? Overall, it looks like it's working out for him. That Belveth's doing a lot of damage with the healing coming in from the Zoe, and it's going to take this win after open boarding. So regardless of my choices over here sitting on my bum, not actually having to play in these stressful situations, looking like it's working out for expired, at least for that round.
Absolutely. I feel like ultimately, I don't know if his game plan's really changed, but I feel like he wants to do 4 aces. So, you know, Zoe is a solid item holder for Misfortune. You know, they're not the most perfect items, but they're good enough for you to get through the early game without bleeding too much at 71 HP.
I don't know, man. I'm not convinced on the 4 aces. I think he's going to just run the Zoe train.
You think he's going to run the Zoe train?
Maybe.
I think
Those are great items for Zoe. Those are not great Misfortune items. I don't see blue buff Misfortune ever. But having said that, I'm still a plat player chilling over here. So I'm excited to see which the very experienced, much better player expired ends up going with. We'll have to see his end goal. Here he is up against a pseudo Talon Rudol. You have to think that's probably going to find its way into a Viego at some point. Those items aren't the best on Viego, but probably still going to work out for him. Absolutely destroying the front line there from expired, but the Belveth was untouched and ended up going to take the win for expired. Another good round for him.
You know, funny enough, with those items, Honey Bear, like, I don't know if it's changed too much, but like the best in slot for Viego is like Ionic Spark, Jeweled Gauntlet, and Hand of Justice. So it's not too bad. I'd rather have the Ionic Spark than the Obsidian Cleaver because it applies it before the Slam Dunk. But you know, you take what you can get at this point. And,
Very true.
And I don't think it's
I fully agree with that. Image, I didn't know Hodge had moved up in Prio. Maybe it has.
It's what? Sorry, I zoned out for 1 second. What's
the
Prio?
Hodge? Didn't know the Hodge had moved up in Prio. But you know what has moved up in Prio? That crit cloak, I believe, got taken first there, and some of these AP items are going to be held off to the end. Looking like a lot of AD players. Going into this first game, which is interesting with how often I feel like on ladder you see AP heavy comps, until towards the late game.
That's a really good find by Plop. He does have a bow stuck on the Jax, which is a little bit awkward, but not the end of the world. It could possibly rebuild the Jax for the set and the Wukong as well. I am a little bit concerned, but the most important thing is that he got the 2 sure shots in with the Samira, and by the looks of it, I think, yes, it's Axiomark and Thrill of the Hunt, so that's going to keep Samira alive and going for like a very long time because of the ace trade as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he definitely wants to get those items onto Samira as fast as possible. Does get the hook over there going, grabbing the correct unit on the other side. Interested to see if this Samira is going to be able to pull off enough damage. Doesn't look like it. That front line is going to be gone really fast. The laser corps in the background are going to be way too strong. The Samira did nothing.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's how it is sometimes. That's the thing about rats sometimes. Just like, you think you have good positioning, then all of a sudden you see somebody with with a blitz hook on from Portable Forge. So that's just how it is. Got to shrug it off. At 59 HP with a 3 loss streak, almost 40 gold. It's not the end of the world right now, especially when everybody's kind of so close to each other from third place onwards. So, it's not a bad spot to be in, but, Plop has to kind of get this mental gymnastics kind of figured out here. How is he going to get those tank items off the mechas, but still able to build a mecha set? So.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think he is going to be a full mecha set in the front line there? I'm not totally convinced. I know Set's been up and down and up and down, but I don't know if that's going to be the optimal front line for him, if that's what he goes for. It kind of seems like he's just throwing out a few brawlers, whatever he can 2-star at the initial moment, but we'll have to see what he ends up going with it, once we start getting into that level 7 and finding those 4-cost units. I have been a really big fan of just throwing in threat frontline. But as I transition over real fast, I wanted to point out, we have a Leona.
A 1% chance to get a Leona. It's even smaller to find the specific unit that you want. I believe there's 8 5-cost units, Honey Bear, I think. So that's like a that's like a 0.13% chance to find a Leona, which is gross. But that's just how it is sometimes. You get lucky, especially when you're first place. But that's too many tiers. Blue buff Leona, I respect it. Possibly, maybe an Edge of Night on the Senna. We got some
Alistair
cows too. Yep.
My goodness, this guy's rolling. Just hit.
Absolutely. Possibly going for like maybe a mech Leona angle. That would be hilarious. No way. We are. Oh my goodness.
Is he
I've seen this so much. I've seen that so much in our lobbies. In my lobbies, it's silly. It's so silly.
I don't know if this is gonna work out for him. Blue buff mech Leona. I'm gonna be honest. I have not seen this yet. I don't know if it's going to be able to do enough damage, but it is gone. The buff is gone on the side of expired. It seems to be popping off. You just can't kill it. And the backline is doing enough damage to supplement it from this Leona. But as I said that, Soraka gives no cares, is taken down. And that's just going to be, I believe, a win unless they can pull it out. No, expired does end up taking it in the end. Soraka just too strong. And that does answer the question. Are they going to go the normal route of the Zoe? No, they're going to go Soraka. And as I say that, the Senna picked up and looking pretty strong over here.
Absolutely. It's this is I don't know what this Frankenstein comp is by Gaga Mao, but I deeply respect it. I also love the classic blitz hook, the rocket propelled grab in the corner. So that means that Senna and Ash are going to immediately target that person and just wipe it out in the middle of 2 seconds. It brings me back to the good old days where I would have, a carry right beside the blitzcrank and they're dead. You get the get excited procs from Jinx, whoever that is, and then you just go to town. It's great.
I don't know if I've ever if I had ever done that, so I'm not gonna comment. But look over here, we're at 36 HP. Looking a little rough, but did find himself a Z2. Decent frontline as well with that 6 laser corp, getting the tanky warthog in the front. Don't know if it's going to be enough though, but Zed was untouched for a little while, able to strip down a little bit of the back line, but gets targeted by the Rammus and the Sivir, not ending up being enough, dropping down to 30, possibly a little bit below if we get a little splash damage at the end here.
That's the thing about it. He's got a great 2 items Zed, but it's a little bit late for that. But it's 6 laser corps. He does have Mordekaiser, does have the Warthog Bristle with Sejuani in tow, a random Urgot on the bench, 2 hacker giving him like 15% Omnivamp. He just needs that one more item just to get that next push. Just looking around, seeing where exactly to put that Zed, and he's gonna put him on the right wing. And we'll just see how it goes.
Last
a little
switch
to the left. Yep.
We'll see if it ends up working out for him. It's a lot of times always chance. Does seem to get it. Are they going to be able to have enough damage here from the Zed? Does instantly delete it. I do not remember the Zoe augment name, but sleeping him down. Sleeping trouble something. Bubble?
Sleepy time.
There it is. Doesn't end up mattering in the end. We got the name correct, but he did not have the damage. Walked away from the main carry before killing it, and that Zed went down real fast.
Yeah, that was rough. Sleepy Time did help get, the Zoe dead on the other side, I believe. But like the biggest thing was that the Edge of Night was the MVP on that other person's team. Zed walked away, had to go to the front line, and then go back to the Vayne possibly afterwards. And then by the time that happened, the Zed died, and everybody collapsed on the Ashe.
Yeah, I like how you put that. Had an opportunity to get the Zoe dead. Always like getting the Zoe dead. I know we are on the carousel. Not a lot of POVs are actually staying on the carousel. Everybody's shopping around. So unfortunately, we aren't able to show that to you guys. Some of the fact that we can't actually access the files, we can only access POVs. And therefore, we are just at the mercy of what they want to look at. And nobody wanted to look at the carousel.
Nope.
That's all right.
But we're going back to Plop's board. Still having the weird issue as before here, trying to figure out what exactly Plop wants to do with his front line. I reckon he still has the Jackson with the recurve bow. Finally gets to 8 here, but no money to roll. Does need another Samira. Does have a champ duplicator to get her to 2, but then has to find another sure shot to get that back on the go. And now he's going up against Gagamel's board.
Yeah, Gargamel looking decently strong here. The hook does not hit the primary target. It does not look like getting the Sivir in the background, able to still pump out the damage. Leona is pretty tanky in the front line, but doesn't have tank items, still just sitting on those damage items. Probably going to swap them off, but not able to before this fight. Sivir finally making it to the backline, has no attack speed though, and it does not look like the damage is going to be enough. It is! Ends up pulling it out. Solid pullback on the boomerang and ends up getting the kill. Much needed win.
Absolutely. The pizza boomerang, for some odd reason, does a staggering 400% of Sivir's attack damage. So it just chunked him. Not crit for 520 damage there. It was just more than enough to get the party started and then finish it. But, ultimately
and you thought
at the end
Camille
of the day,
did damage. This Sivir says no chance. I'll be pumping out the damage. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we don't really see much carry Sivir on the go, understandably so. She's only a 2-cost carry with not much going for her besides that. But as we go over to Xanazurge's board, he gets the Zed in, and finally, he only has a sword, but the Mordekaiser putting the skylines down. Nothing really matters. We saw a ginormous building, but it didn't do much at all. Another big loss for Xanazurge. They're down to 2 HP.
Dream, Maloney. He's got 2 HP, holding on for dear life.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It looks so sick. A ginormous crit across the board, but it did squat. It's rough. The front line is looking a little bit flimsy. We got a Thieves' Gloves. Got one at the front line at that time. The Zed can only do so much. He's looking for maybe an IE or probably Edge of Night was what I would definitely go for.
I'm looking at it just begging for a tank item here if I'm him. That front line is looking real weak, and if Sejuani dies before it can cast, that's painful. That's painful. So it's right here. We do have some tank.
Yep.
Are we gonna do it? No. Ends up gonna go for the damage item. Does he get a tank? Spark doesn't really do much for you.
Mike does a tiny bit, especially with 6 laser corpse. But yeah, he's like, I don't know exactly what to do right now.
Oh, we don't hit anything. No, I feel the pain. Oh, he's even circling You gotta find that Sedge too. Come on. We do not find it. Oh, the pain coming through. Does slam the spark. That's going to be just a little bit of extra damage. Hopefully he can break through that front line. They do have the hook. Is it going to be enough? Is Anza going to be able to hold on? I'm not totally sure. Wrong side, it seems like, for that Zed. Big house coming down, doing a ridiculous amount of damage. Zed finding his way to the back line is going to be enough. Z's going to hold on for one more round.
Yep, that was actually a lot more than enough. Got rid of the pest that's Zoe, and then was able to just pretty much... I can't even wrap my head around it. It's just like I blinked once and then everybody else died. That's just how crazy it is with 6 laser corps, reducing the defense with the Mort ult and the Ionic Spark. It's I don't know, just something about it just was more than enough that time.
Yeah, it did look quite strong. Rolling down, does find it. Is he going to sell for it, though? I feel like at this point you have to. He ends up, yes, he does sell. That would be great to get that Mordekaiser as well. Has no money to his name, but much stronger with that Sedge, too.
Oh, 100%. It's going to definitely be guaranteed to cast at least once now. Sejuani, an extremely good front line. You could honestly put Sejuani in any build and in any team comp, and they'd be great. It's just now we're seeing a Yuumi comp here with all the mascots all the time here. That's scary. Misses the Zed there, but still in a decent spot with the skylines coming down. Is not enough. Edge of Night is activated, but he is on the Yuumi, and boom, I Am No Jedi is a lot closer to death right now. That's a really good Zed game there.
Absolutely, Maloney, you love to see it. I'm not a cat fan, so watching that cat goes down feels good in my heart. I know I was in the AAL scrims or the AAL chat yesterday, and I cannot remember who it was, but there were some cat fans in there. She did get some buffs recently, and people were a little bit hype on it. I don't want to see that cat back. I don't want to watch her just destroy and one-shot things sitting on her little book in the background there. Just gives me the chills thinking about it, Maloney. I don't want to see it. Happy to watch it go down.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so the thing about Yuumi is that the range is still, I guess, spaded, but the damage got buffed this time around. So that's the reason why we're seeing a little bit of Yuumi reroll here. Still hits like a truck, but has to go in the back.
Zed getting into the background. Is he going to be able to have enough damage? That was a really good Zephyr onto the crab. House coming on down, doing a ridiculous amount of damage. Zed staying alive. Huge tidal wave coming through, and that tidal wave saved everything. Expired, dropping down to single-digit HP.
Yeah, that was unreal. I really love the synergy, the crowd control that is on Xanazurge's board that does so well with Zed, just disrupting the whole team like that. It's unreal. And the 6 laser corps just shooting everybody down as well.
Yeah, it really is. 6 laser corps looking pretty strong over there. This is such a close lobby, though. We do have, 5 people, 12 and below or 15 and below health at 5-5. This could be anybody's game, but in reality, Malone, we could have our top 4 right after this fight.
You're right. Honestly,
it's gotta be perfect, but we can have it. All right, I can have my cake and eat it too.
I think we're gonna see top 4 in possibly 2 games. I definitely when they get to Aurelion Sol, I think there's gonna be a top 4 left.
You want to make a pie bet? I bet you 1 pie in the face at some point in the rest of the season that we will have top 4 right now.
Okay.
Bet. It's a bet. It's happening.
All right.
Here we go. We'll stick on Z's board to see it out. Moving on in. Does look like, I don't know if that's a chest bug or if he just hasn't picked those up. I
don't believe he's picked them up by the looks of it. Goes for the cheesy. I love it. Goes for the cheese. I love it.
Yeah, looking really good. Zed, untouched in the back line. This Viego is going to be doing a ton of damage. Has some pretty good items on it. Don't know if it's going to be enough. Zed is being a menace in the back line, but it is not enough. And that Zephyr cheese seems to be the best. And that's not what I wanted to see. We're not even close to the top 4. Maloney on to the bet. Who knows when?
Who knows when? It's all good. It does look like that plot might be going down.
We didn't lose anybody.
Nobody,
Maloney. What is this game?
0-for-4.
Everybody is holding on for dear life. We have one player that is above 20 HP, and this is exactly what we were talking about beforehand, how close this AML is, and we got a banger of a game 1.
And that's the scariest thing about it too. It's still honestly a coin toss. There could be a little bit of a gap, but it's not right now. Maybe next game there might be a little bit more of a disparity, but right now we got Expired's board with a 2-star Fiddlesticks.
Yeah, absolutely. He's up against Soak. We did see that just beforehand. Is that Fiddlesticks going to be able to do enough damage? As soon as it gets out there, it's going to be popping some kids. Does do a lot of damage. That CC is nothing to scoff at, but it does not matter. Not going to be enough. They're slowly getting onto the Soraka, but the Soraka holds on. That healing is way too much. Expired does not go down. Do we have anybody that is dropping out? We have to, right? I am no Jedi. And Plop ends up going out. But my goodness, we're going to go into 6-1 with still 6 people left alive with almost no health to their name.
You know, I guess that there was going to be 4 people going into Zach, and I was wrong there. But, you know, that's just how it is. This is too close to call. This isn't fair. There's literally 4 people in the single digits. Not exactly Bacon with 11 HP. Gargamel sitting pretty with 28 HP still. So, you know, that's definitely going to be somebody that's most likely guaranteed to make it to top 4. I don't know about the rest, but not exactly Bacon's board. Almost the same thing as Expired. Asked Expired, hey, can I borrow your homework? And he said, sure, go for it. But,
just copied it word for word over here. They did. We'll see who ends up getting that one answer correct that was on the back side of the homework. It is looking like this Soraka, this iteration has a little bit stronger items. That Soraka had a snow cone on the other side. So looking good, but we'll have to see if it works out for him.
For sure. I really love that Behemoth Alistair build. You know, excuse me, he did skip over a couple of Alistairs, so I don't think we're going to see a 3-star Alistair, especially since it's late in the game now. But, you know, still, that does a lot of damage. That's like, I believe 30% of his max health is magic damage on top of what he does.
Yeah, and having a Gadgettine does get a good item onto Mordekaiser. Fight starting off a little bit slow. Houses are going to be coming down. Mordekaiser does drop on the side of Bacon. Backline is getting shredded. That Vayne on the other side is untouched. And it looks like Bacon might go down here if Soraka doesn't get another cast. He does not. Bacon dropping down 0 HP, ends up dropping out. And Maloney, we finally have our top 4. Oh, it's a top 3.
Yep.
Bacon goes out in 4th.
Yep. Expired, probably dying a little bit before. It's weird how it works, but, you know, both Expired and Soak both tied, but I reckon that Soak died a bit after Expired and got the 6th place.
No, so
because of it.
I believe it's based on previous win against each other. Correct,
really?
Chat? Correct us if we're wrong. But I believe it takes into account if you drop it the exact same number, it is previous win against that player. I don't know if I'm wrong. I'm wrong. We'll take it. We do have a lot of damage on the Ergot in the backline over here. House drops just like we always expect. The Vayne in the background still untouched, but that is 4v1. He even skips over because he knows he's going to win it, and does indeed. That's going to be a win out.
Yep.
Double kill. Wow. Well done over there.
Unbelievable. Gargamel, you know, just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just Gargamel just held on. Everybody was so close to each other with like 10s, 11s, 8s, 7s, and just like he was able to stabilize, had that nice Giant Slayer Bloodthirster with the Ergot too, and it was just unreal. Good stuff to Gargamel closing it out.
We did get confirmation from Lawrence over here, if I can actually read. Last round HP, and then its most recent win, and then random. So
awesome.
Yeah, most recent win and or random. Thank you for that. I knew it was random at some point. I couldn't remember when. But let's hope it wasn't an actual random thing. If it was, GG's on getting that one little spot up, because that's important going into playoffs here. But what a barn burner. What a banger of a game 1. GG's to all the players. We're going to take a 5-minute break before we come back for game 2, but we will see you guys on the other side. See you guys soon.
Catch you later. I look nice.
Do you look nice? Welcome on in, everyone. We're back. You are looking nice today. Actually, Malone, do you always wear a hat? That's a thing, right?
Yes.
Do you
Sometimes
always wear,
I don't,
like,
but
off
usually
stream,
do.
on stream, you wearing hats?
Off stream, I kind of don't wear hats sometimes. If you paid me to, I could sleep with my hat on, but it's
Okay.
I sleep stomach down, so that would be a little bit rough to do. So
I don't know. Do you think you can make you could cut like a little slit in your pillow and just like shove the bill in there? Just only do
that
flat
sounds
build.
like a really good
Only do flat build. When you're sleeping.
flat bill insert. Oh yeah,
Go on through there. I think that'll work. I mean, surely you can breathe, right? Like if your face is just smothered in a pillow. I think it'll work
something
out.
like that.
You know what else worked out? The comps from a lot of the TFT players, because holy cow, that was anybody's game going into it. Before we dive into game 2, Malone, you want to check out them predictions real quick and see how everybody was looking here?
Why not? So Lawrence, actually, one thing I'm going to look for right now, did anybody have Gaga Mao in their predictions?
You know what?
No.
Let's flip outside of predictions. Let's not look at these. Because holy cow, we had no idea what we were talking about. Not a single person had him in there. He shut us up real quick now, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So I'm trying to figure out who else was it. Who's top 3? Like I know top. Actually, I don't even remember who top 4 was. It was like Gaga Mao and then 3 other people.
Everybody was top 4 to me, but no, it was Gaga Mao. We had Z was up there at second, came in second. Catch came in third, and then rounding out fourth, not exactly Bacon. Rounding out the fourth there. But yeah, I mean, everything happened so fast within 2 rounds. We went from top 6 to top 3
and then the top 1,
to win, and 2 rounds there.
Yep.
So that was a heck of an end to the game there. Well done, Gagamo. Not sure if they had the number 1 comp or maybe just lucky matchmaking. Not sure. When games like that happen, it's hard to kind of tell, who put together the best comp, who just got unlucky with matchmaking. The rock, paper, scissors of TFT sometimes occurs. So, but overall, well done. I will put on this list, everybody did have Catch going, did have third there. Do have a few people who did have him on their list. So shout out to them. Actually, the only one who didn't, Casters.
I don't want to talk about it.
Casters making the mistake there. Not exactly Bacon, finding their way onto the list. Lawrence and community had no faith. But overall, I think a lot of the heavy hitters made their way in. Trade out expired for Gagamo, and you find yourself into some good predictions there. That wasn't the case, moving past into game 1.
Of course, but just a little slight reminder, though, this is based off of the average of the 2 games, I believe, for the stream. So you do have a bit of a chance to sneak into the top 4, but for some people, it might be a little bit too unlikely with those bottom 3 placements. But that's just how it is.
Absolutely. And I'm used to looking like I have no idea what I'm talking about, especially being the intern here. It's just kind of given with the trade. I know how to make the coffee, not very well, but that's about all, I'm expected to do. Other than that, I'm just expected to mess things up. And I do happen to fall under the cast category. I tried to fall under the Lawrence category. I didn't. I'm not a Lawrence, so that was a bummer. We are loading in to game number 2, so we'll be in carousel soon. Actually, I lied. We're in carousel right now. The fastest load time in history. Maloney, what are you taking off this carousel? Go.
Sword.
Sword? Always sword?
You say that again. It cut out.
Sword. We're always going sword. Does look like Z ended up getting the sword. So let's just switch on over to that perspective. Obviously, it's a winning perspective. Won the carousel. According to Mashup Maloney here. So looking like a very strong start. Probably going to win the lobby.
As much as you are kind of low-key making fun of me for that pick, it's not a bad spot.
No, high-key making fun of me for that pick. No, I'm just kidding.
So, it gives you Edge of Night. It gives you Bloodthirster. It gives you Giant Slayer. Some of those options aren't technically the best to slam at the beginning. But, as Camille reroll enthusiast, I am excited to see swords because I need at least 2 in order to get the party started with IE and Bloodthirster. But, Xanazurge, aka Z, is just picking up as many pairs as they can. Might have to sacrifice either the Talon or the Kale to pick up that pair for Nasus. I saw him trying to pick it up, but you cannot buy things without money. And here we are. That is a staggering 3 pairs, for Xanazurge. And he gets the glove, so slam IE.
Maloney, this wasn't going to be a roast Maloney cast. I had no intentions of doing that, but sometimes I find it funny when you're going, you can't buy things without money. I'm like, dang it, he's right. He's freaking right, man. Son of a gun. But he is out here, ends up finding a pair, finally being able to fix one of his pairs and get a third. But that is a lot of pairs on the bench there. A lot of options. Looking decent for him as long as this next shop is kind.
Absolutely. I would be surprised if this is a really good duelist start right here. And even anything really. Hextech Retribution.
You take that instantly, don't you? I don't, but you do.
Maybe. I'd rather adapt to defenses. I would screen first, then pick adapted to defenses. But Hextech Retribution, not bad. It does honestly give you a little bit of extra damage. What I'm curious about is that if you field 2 Camille's, does that make it 20% damage and then 10% per person died? That's what I want to figure out more, Doggy Dog. But he's probably going to go for the reroll instead. And what do you know? Nothing too much. Cleansing Safeguard's okay. But Burning Spirits is all right as well. But you have AD items for, Annie. So
going on the reroll there is always really hard to do. I'm not a big fan of it. We do get another reroll over here. And they're going with the Draven. I played some Draven. I like the Draven. I think Draven works here. I think Draven's one of the best rerolls in the game at the current moment. The best? No. But one of them, yeah, I think it works.
Yeah. I think it works too. It's just weird. I don't want to re-roll the supers, but with the supers nerf, you're more likely to get supers. So why not just go for the supers? Get the mech built. Supers Draven isn't too bad. You could, if you get lucky enough, and maybe a Leona at level 7, you can go 5 mech Draven instead. But it's a solid comp. It's just, I don't know. There's just something about Draven. It's the worst feeling in the world if you miss an ult. Like, say if the Draven's cornered and then you hit somebody with the ult and it just goes sideways while 3 other people are beating up Draven. It's a bad feeling.
Big feels on that. I completely agree. I will let you know that I did not know you were supposed to run supers with Draven. So last time I ran the Draven, didn't do that. Thought to myself, I got a Draven. Let's go for 5 mech. Thank Mort Dog and Lawrence. I found myself a Leona at level 7, or my goodness, that'd have been the fastest 8th of my life. So word of wisdom, do not do that. If you're running Draven, go for the supers, and if you get lucky, then possibly switch. But please, for the love of all things good, stick with the supers until you get lucky.
Yeah. Boom. So this is oddly close because there's so many people with low HP, but of course the Draven Ace effect, taking out people with 15% max current health left. That's not too bad, but we go over to Catch's build. That is a nice looking computer in the background with all the LED, all the swirls, but not a good loss there. Actually, 2. I can't count. 3 unit loss there.
There we go. Yeah, I knew you were gonna get there eventually. It is a 3 unit loss. Yeah. Sorry, no, I'm not gonna make fun of you, Maloney. This is not to make fun of Maloney.
I can count. I swear I can count.
Shoot, man. I gotta think of other things to talk about here. I'm not used to this casting, so now, what am I supposed to do? I make fun of Maloney when I'm not casting, so now I'm just stuck here.
That is true, too. But, we could talk about the board just to see or we could talk about the augments. It's a 2-1 hero augment here. I hate those games. Hate's a strong word. But, I just give me a couple of more turns to figure out what I want to do. Just it's so tough to see sometimes. But
we are open boarding. This is the expired strat over here. Maloney, are you seeing this in your games? I am not seeing open board strats in my games anywhere. So interested to start to see this strat come up. There weren't any changes to the damage taken. So interested to see this. I wonder if people are just now thinking hitting that level 7, hitting that level 8, so important. So getting that money to do it early is way more significant than health. But interested to see how that works out for him, especially with this being a hero augment game.
Yeah, you really gotta hard commit to it. As crazy as that sounds, like I think it's in a weird spot where it's like you gotta like ask yourself, am I gonna win streak? If not, if I'm just gonna lose streak, might as well like save up as much as money as I can.
Yep.
Not care about how much HP I'm gonna lose, and then just stabilize by 3-2, which is a decent strat, but it's a scary one. There's always that lingering mindset in the back, like, what if I don't get the units that I want? And then it sucks. But, we go over to Plop's board, go away from the open forwarding for a little bit. We got a nice duelist angle here. We got everybody goes boom, which is like a Zed's hero augment, but worse. You don't get the movement speed, but you get the attack speed, which is still pretty good for a duelist comp, but it's just, I don't know. You're definitely going to see Jinx kind of go away, down the road.
What do you think about this Jinx frontline strat? Obviously, it's just to get that first cast off a little bit faster, but without Prankster not going to be jumping back, it's going to work out for him, but it's always an interesting strategy for me. I've watched some people being, utilizing that. I've seen Keens utilize it, some other challenger players as well. Interested to see that strat come out, see when players seem to want to utilize it, when they don't want to, but one to definitely look out for, especially when he's doing it before Prankster.
So, maybe I'm a little bit too cynical on Jinx, but I feel like she's a carry that's basically not a carry. She's kind of more of a support. So honestly, like, people put her on the front line just so they can get that cast off, and they don't really care whether or not if she dies or not. Which is
Death fodder over here. You got Death fodder Jinx.
Yeah, pretty much. She's trait bot. She's there for. Actually, she's not a trait bot. She's an augment bot right now.
And then augment bot for sure.
And then she eventually down the road, you might honestly put her out for something else. And I really wanted Jinx carry to be a thing, but it's just right now there's a lot better options to go for. So unless if you're Lawrence, then you just hit regardless. And then because he ran us over with the Jinx rerolled comp last night at In-Houses.
Did he?
Mind you, it was augment diff. He had Get Excited Jinx with double trouble, and then with something else. So he had two Jinxes just gun us down the whole game. But would you look at that Misfortune in the shop right now? You could have a potential
instantly, right?
I want to say yes. It's just you're in a weird spot right now because it's you have a Nyla with a whatever that is.
Anybody, you find yourself, you can start running Anima Squad at this moment and just see if you can start stacking it up. Not sure if he's actually going to go for it. Plop doesn't seem like he's going to. You have the AP item slams as well. I mean, no blue buff. Or sorry, no mana item. But
no
I think
buff,
you can work through that.
Oh, absolutely. You could honestly put Ginsu's and you could run this not optimal by any means, but you could have went Rage Blade with Jeweled Gauntlet. More attack speed means more mana regen, but decides to go for the duelist angle instead. He does have a nice angle with the 2 lockets with the Last Whisper there. It's just it's the topic of bait, right?
Yep.
It's you see that 4-cost carry unit at level 5 and you want to take it so badly, but you got to ask yourself, does my hero augment allow it? Does my items definitely allow it? And just for that, Plop said no.
Yeah, Plop just said no. That is huge shields in that front line, though. Gonna be really difficult for anybody to break through. Talon, unfortunately, does not care about your frontline shields, but it's just Talon one. Doesn't matter at all. Kale says this is fine. Walks right through it. I don't believe he even lost a unit. And Plop's board, 100 HP there. Looking quite strong.
Yeah, we were slightly upset that we didn't get the Misfortune, but I think that was the right play on Plop there. But as we go over not exactly Bacon's, we got a gold augment choice and decides to go for component grab bag, one of my favorites. But at this point, what do? You already have a mana regen, but decides to put the Shojin on the Sona, which is a pretty good idea there. I believe that's 2 hearts, so gets more AP stacking for everybody on the team. So it's not a bad choice.
No, definitely not a bad choice. Is locking himself into kind of that route, if you will. Solid route to go for, though. Do like the heart kind of look. I think once you get that Soraka going, it's going to be pretty easy for him to start getting some wins. Do want to upgrade some of these backline units, trying to get enough damage out. But Lulu, even a Lulu 1 is going to do decent amount of damage, possibly enough to hold on, especially in this early game. And Sona is just a great unit to splash in no matter what, with the healing and a little bit of damage going through there. Great utility bot. Not sure if it's going to work out for him, because we did just talk about this board over here from Plop a lot. Those shields are really, really strong. And this Kale should be doing a lot of firing in the background. But as I said, shields are dropping really, really quickly. The front line is going to hold. Annie is way too thick. And yeah, ends up taking it. Lulu does enough damage in the background. Sona topping the damage charts. But even the 1-stars doing plenty of fine.
Yeah, no, that was the crazy thing about it. It really seemed like both teams were struggling to get through each other's front line. But the thing that not exactly Bacon had going for them was the sheer fact that Annie's Burning Spirit does triple the AD and AP bonus up to 36, I believe. So that's really good there, which it went to overtime, so it doubled that, along with the heart stacking. Just hit them for like 900, was able to close out the match right after.
We'll see if they can keep this win streak going. They are on a 6-game win streak, which is probably pretty nice for them. Looks like they lost one of the first rounds. This Sona's now level 2. Got a 2-star, a lot of items on it. Gonna be pumping out a ton of damage. How long do you keep this Sona there for? And who do you think you're looking for? Is that just gonna go to a Soraka? Or do you Sona 3? Can you Sona 3 carry? Is that a thing?
You can. It's not bad. It's pretty good, but I feel like there's a little bit one too many mana regeneration items on the Soraka, on the Sona, to get that on the go. But I might be wrong. I honestly could see not exactly Bacon kind of use this Soraka and keep it going until they find possibly a Soraka 2, and then replace it, and then just rebuild another Sona, and then you'll have like four hearts. So I can see that.
Yeah,
you can do Sona reroll, but I don't know about these items per se.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I think I agree with you. We'll have to see what he ends up going. What does he hit is going to be important as well. And that front line, man, even just starting to get those 2-stars in, that front line is looking really, really strong for him. Finding himself in a great spot, I would be quite happy if I was in that position. Going over to Expired's board, we do have, he's now running the Renegade. Could have ran it last time, chose not to. We're interested to see how is this going to work out for him. Those are great items for that Viego. He is up against the other Renegade board, though. Do you have I believe that's the Renegade spat on the other side. So looking pretty good. Viego is going to be popping Misfortune in the back line. Is going to just do way too much damage with the bullet time. And Viego popping off and carrying the fights.
Yep. That Ionic Spark does wonders. Along with the Ox Force 4 as well, gives you more mana regeneration with the attack speed bonus there as well. It's just a really good spot. I just find it hilarious that somebody else trying to go Renegade as well with 2 Renegade spats. So he's going to see a little bit of contention there, but it definitely isn't going to be the end of the world. I am curious now. He doesn't have admin on the go. He's not really worrying about that. He's just trying to build an Aegis and a Renegade frontline, which is solid. For Ox Force. He's just 1 copy away of Misfortune 2, which is really big. But over here, he's just looking at a Mecha Monkey 3-star. You barely see that anymore.
Monkey. I love the way you put that. That's exactly what it is, but it's just funny hearing it out loud. I love to see the Mecha Monkey. And I do love this, Renegade Ox Force. I think there's so many possibilities that you can go for with this comp, with this build. You can have anybody as a secondary carry. Viego is always going to be up there as that front line, as that primary carry. Interesting to see that he's got him on the actual front line, not on a secondary line. Does die a little faster than they probably wanted to. Misfortune not going to be able to pump enough damage and is going to drop down to 44 HP. Probably a little bit lower than he was expecting from this point.
Yep, that's the rough thing about it, Honey Bear. But on the bright side, he is one copy away from a Viego 2 as well. It's just weird. Some people put Viego on the front line simply because he takes the damage a lot more, so he builds the first cast a lot sooner. But, as we go over to the other Renegade players, Anazurge here, still trying to figure out exactly what to do, plops in a Hacker Zed Renegade. That is interesting. I don't know if this is the right time to be a mad scientist at 4-1 at the AML, but honestly, you just do your thing at this point.
I love it. I think Zed is a great carry unit, so why not throw him out there? Does find an Urgot, that one cost or the 1% chance Urgot. We take those. That's looking really good. Ended up getting a lot of upgrades here too. This board went from what I considered to be a decently strong board to, wow, he's looking really good.
Funny you mentioned that. I think he's in a pretty solid spot too with the Renegade Urgot. It's going to be nice, but he's just got to figure out what to settle on. It's so weird looking right now, but with 4 Renegades right now, he's just got to put something on there to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, 4 out of 3 Renegades feeling good. Wave is going to come out. Wave is going to stop everybody. And that Zed seems like he's given 0 cares in that back line. Just shredded on through. The Zed Talon backline is going to be doing enough. Doesn't matter if the Urgot goes down.
Nope.
I'm pretty happy with the strong. Is that Urgot number 1 damage on the team there?
It was, funny enough, and now we're going to see here. Hacker Crest here would be hilarious. Gives everybody a decent amount of sustain. I believe he has 2 hackers on the go. Could go for Exiles as well.
I feel like Exiles is the pick, but I really want him to pick Hacker Crest. Just because that's what I want him to do. But I do think Exiles is the correct pick there. He does go with Exiles. I'm happy that I was correct. Slightly disappointed because I wanted the Hacker Crest, but definitely making the right choice here.
Yeah, he already has a decent amount of sustain with the Hextech Gunblade, so it'd be kind of pointless. But with the 2-star Zed there, might as well. You're not going to scare anybody, if you put it in there anyways. So I know some people kind of delay it with the level up to catch people off guard, but I don't know.
And I do want to point out, Maloney, you did say it is a little pointless with the Hacker Spec, and you would be correct, but is it ever pointless if it's for the boys? No. That's all I'm saying here. As we go through that, Zed, once again, backline threat. Talon, being a menace back there. Is it going to be enough? This Urgot is firing, not from those shotgun knees, but might as well be. Going to get a second tidal wave coming on through. Zed does die early, and that is going to be the end of the reign over there. Going down to 33 HP. A tough loss. Yep. I think if he would have taken Hacker Crest, he would have won that.
Maybe.
No, I don't think he would have.
No.
I don't think he would have said at all.
It would have gave Zed, 65% Omnivamp. It would have gave him a little bit more of a kick there, but I don't think it would have ultimately done much. So, that's just how it is. Just trying to figure out where to put everybody.
Crumbles.
Yep. But as we go over to Catch's build, we do have a 5 mecha angle there. So, of course, Zed's never mind. As soon as I say that, he's like, no, scratch that. I'm gonna take out. He's going for 4 aces potentially here. He just needs to find a Misfortune.
Yeah,
This is
I'm not
wild.
exactly sure what he's doing here. He's kind of got a hodgepodge of a board. I do think Fiddlesticks is the best unit in the game at the current moment. I think if you see Fiddlesticks, you play Fiddlesticks. I think it was CLE that was telling me I was crazy the other day, but I disagree. Fiddlesticks popping off, getting a lot of the damage. Is he going to actually be able to pop off, though? He's going to have to do a ton for Catch to be able to stay alive. The backline is already getting shredded through. Is it going to be enough to kill him? 2 HP in a dream, Maloney. Catch stays alive, but I don't know for how long.
I think this is more of a 2 HP and a nightmare. You don't want to see it. The Recon Belveth putting in a lot of work. It's funny to watch it too, go just zipping around, and then it zips again. So it zips twice before slapping the crap out of you. And it was just more than enough to take down that team that Catch had. I just felt like it was a little bit too flimsy there. And he's in a rough spot where he's trying to still figure out what he wants to put on his endgame board, but he only has 2 HP, Honey Bear.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Catch is going to do. He's got a big hill to climb. I don't know if he's going to have time to do it, especially as other boards right around this time, especially after Carousel, you see people starting to roll a little bit for those upgrades, starting to strengthen their board, trying not to lose as much health as they can. And I don't know if he's got the pieces to be able to hold on. Does get the 4 aces in. That's a good upgrade. Does have his rerolls. Is it going to be enough? Does end up selling it. Oh, my heart is broken. CLE's over there cheering. I can hear him in chat already. It tilts me, but probably made the right choice. See if it works out.
Absolutely. So we're going to put the Ornn item on the set instead of the Samira. I do respect that. He only has a Bramble Vest at 4-5. Just needs to try to hold on as much as possible before getting eliminated. But going into the Duelist comp will plop. But he only has a Kale 2 there in the back as a carry. So as long as he's able to survive the initial onslaught, he's going to be able to live. But he's at so low
Doesn't
HP.
Look like it. Oh! Big slam down the Kale. I don't know if it's going to be able to do enough work, but as I say, that starts to shred down. 4 aces, not enough. Catch knows it. He ends up going out in 8th. Tough spot for him to be in. But, just did not get those hits, didn't get things going. You saw the angle he was looking for, wasn't able to put it together. And kind of looked like an unlucky stage 4 there for him, to where you saw what he wanted to hit and he just wasn't able to make it happen.
For sure. So, an odd choice here. We got the 6 Renegades, but at the expense, I don't see any Misfortunes anywhere. I thought Expired was running Misfortune, but you could be wrong here. Instead, we do see the Renegade Echo there, and we got the close-up of your boy.
Going against the monkey, we do get a little bit of the zoom in there. I don't know if the zoom in's going to change too much, though. That monkey is not taking any damage, but with the 6 Renegades, is it going to be enough? No, that monkey is way too strong. The Mecha Monkey? Mecha Monkey looking good.
The Sun Wukong putting in work there, yep.
He's looking really strong. I'm not sure who's going to be able to take down that monkey.
I believe other people are going to be able to take him down, but it's just, I really like the synergy. Surprisingly enough, that Sulk has with the monkey being so much of a distraction. Nobody's paying attention to the Belveth running around hitting things, and that's exactly what you want as a Belveth player. You want somebody to soak up all of the attention. Otherwise, Belveth is just going to get looked at once and die.
Yeah, absolutely. Able to soak up a little bit of damage, and we do see he is getting I believe it got one item from there, which you don't always expect. Insta grab. That's 7 Renegade out of there. You love to see it. 7 out of 6 Renegades is going to be able to put the Silas on the bench and slot in anything that he wants. Feels a real good, man. And is that 2 or 3 spats that he has out there? 2, right?
2. He does have 2 spats, but the toughest thing about it right now is he only has 2 items on his carry Viego here, and it's just hard to look at, but it's all you can do sometimes. But he does have to survive this 3-star Draven here from Gagamau.
Yeah, that 3-star Draven is going to be pumping a lot of damage, especially as soon as it ults. They were way too clumped up, but the Renegades are going to be putting in a lot of damage, but it does not matter. Draven gives no cares. Those X's are spinning right into Expired's face, and Expired is almost expired.
Yep. Welcome to Spin City there by Draven, the mayor of Spin City himself, with the ruthless blades here, giving the whole team a 75% crit chance, which of course, you know, if you get more than 100% crit chance, it translates to more bonus crit damage. So that's huge. Basically best in slot for that Draven, looking really good for Gargamel. Even at 41 HP, you know, there's a decent gap between him and everybody else. But we go to Xanazurge's team right now, struggling. 5 HP. Viego, only 1-star there. Expired has more copies of Viego than he can even imagine. This is going to be looking really tough for Xanazurge right now.
Yeah, and I'm nervous. Are they going to handshake, go 7th or 6th, 7th here? They're lucky enough to not go 8th, but the Draven is following us right now. That Draven gives no cares. Is it going to take a second time here? Everybody is subscribing to the school of Draven at this point, and it is not even close. Those shotgun knees are not going to do it. Ends up dropping out there. We don't even see it. But does end up dropping out in the end. And is that, I believe that was Expired dropping out as well, so they do handshake down there at the bottom. And this monkey might go down. I didn't want to see it. Well, the monkey's going down.
Yes, it's honestly one of the biggest weaknesses that any mech has is that if they go up to any ace team, they're just going to get shredded. Especially 4 aces just effectively takes down their total HP pool to 70%. But, you know, as we go over to Gargamel's board here, we got Dravens, we got the 3 stars of both. Wow, Lee Sin, Malphite, Gangplank. He has an extra Belveth to boot because he has too many AD items. You know, he's in a really good spot despite... Actually, no, that was the Wukong player that lost. But, you know, Gargamel, 41 HP, you know, 2-game win streak, 52 gold, still in a really good spot. Well, but as we go into this match against I Am No Jedi here, you know, the Draven is still going along, but we got the Recon Belveth, the Recon Kai'Sa, the Recon Vayne. It's not enough for the Draven, and it goes down to 29 HP.
Does go down to 29 HP. Taking a big loss there. Really needs to start pushing these levels, finding another unit to be able to put in there. Level 8. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to swing on into level 9. But are they going to find something good on this carousel?
They could go for the Leona for the Mecha 5, but decided to... actually, not exactly. Bacon takes it. So he's just trying to figure out maybe a little bit more girth in the front line, and I like it. With these easy rot portals, are going to provide more distractions. So good stuff to them there. They're still trying to figure out what exactly to do. Decides to go for the Last Whisper for I Am No Jedi.
Yeah, went for the Last Whisper. Interested to see what are they going to put this ZZ Rod on. Obviously, it's got to be somebody that they want to take all of the damage. Ends up, are they going to just sell the Belveth? The Belveth's probably not doing too much for them at this point. So interested to see what are they going to do with it. I would always swap in that Nunu if I could. But don't really have great Nunu items. There she is.
Mm-hmm.
Are they don't have 5 anymore, right? They just sold it.
No, they need the Jax, and unfortunately not able to find it. So they're just going to randomly slam items, puts the ZZ Rot on the Gangplank.
Oof. Those are some tough item slams there. You hate to see the solo or the tank up in the front line having a little bit of damage. Not really needed. This Draven is going to be popping off in the background. Pretty good BIS items here on the Draven, if you will. Are they going to be able to have enough damage? It seems like this frontline monkey is going to be a little bit too strong. Good corner pocket for him. Going to get a lot of casts off, but the house comes down, and so does the Draven.
Yep, Skyline's just proven to be more than enough to take out the Draven 3-star. Still in a really bad spot, but gotta try to find the Jax here for 5 mecha. Gets a little bit more, but this is tough right now. What exactly do you have to do? Gets the Jax in. Gets the set over there, puts the Leona over there. You're going to lose a little bit of HP, but doesn't really matter. You get more attack damage and ability power. This is going to be a much stronger Draven. The Leona ult's going to hit like a truck. This is a better spot for Gargamel right now.
Yeah, that is huge. Just hit, and he did. Looking very, very strong here. We'll see what the Soraka on the other side is going to be able to do. I believe this is the Ghost board. I didn't see a little sprite pop up, so should be a little bit easier, and this Draven is just shredding right through the front line, giving absolutely no cares, just walking right up to the Soraka, going to be able to axe her right in the face, and that is going to be an easy win for him. As we pop on over to Not Exactly Bacon, is he going to be able to take the win? Doesn't drop out though. 5 HP in a dream. Not sure if he's going to be able to hold on though.
No worries. The trade sector coming in decides to reroll. He needs those extra mechs there to make that Draven a little bit more tankier, which also synergizes extremely well with his Bloodthirster. But, he's just right now just scouting everybody else here. But we're going over to Not Exactly Bacon's build. We got the Annie 3 here with the Redemption. That's not bad. With the 2-star Echo. And, the decent frontline. 2 hearts. I don't know. There's just something about it. Kind of wish he had more hearts in there, but having the bigger front line there is a really good boon too. So who knows?
Yeah, maybe it feels like the 4 heart is fake. Don't play enough heart to be able to give any kind of analysis on that. I believe he gave the strongest board he possibly can. That Zach does feel a little bit bad. Zach with no items, not the strongest overall front line anymore. You're living in a couple patches ago, so we're interested to see what is he going to be able to put out there. He does have the double fiddlesticks on the bench. I would love to see those slotted in if possible. Does get it in. Don't know if it's going to be enough to hold him on, though.
Yeah, no, this is really tough. It was a tough decision, but, decided to put the Warmogs on the Annie. Thought that was a little bit of a better catch, but as we go over to Plus build, gets that 2-star Samira on the go with the Sunny Day, giving everybody even more girth, more tankiness, more shields, but I don't know right now. The Leona is right on the Samira with the Arbiter sign, but it's not enough. Just taking down everybody here, but Samira's down at half health right now, trying to take out the Soraka, but it's more than enough healing to deal with those. The rain falls down once again with the Soraka and takes out, actually doesn't even take anybody out, but stays on for one more round.
That was a huge win. Desperately needed that. Ends up coming out with the top. Just personal opinion here. I think that Fiddlesticks did a lot of work with all that CC coming through. Tons of damage coming in from the back line. Well put together comp. Looking a lot stronger. That was a weaker opponent that it seemed like he went up against. If he finds himself going against I Am No Jedi, which is not going to be, it's going to be Soak. I think he's got a chance to win here.
Yeah, definitely. As we go over right to Soak Sports, still got the monkey on lock with the Redemption and everything else to boot. The Belveth is slapping in the back. The Mordekaiser kind of sneaking to the side of the Annie right now. Both the Soraka and LeBlanc's trying to turn out, but the Skylines fall down. But Leona ult on the front line here, but still the Belveth and the Monkey still staying alive. The Mordekaiser in the back, but still the Belveth still going. Wukong still going, but the back line is now crumpling. Soraka having no choice but to concede. Not Exactly Bacon going down at 5th place.
Not taking any monkey business over here. That monkey's not messing around. He is popping off. Well done over there. And yeah, that was a tough one to go out on. Doesn't squeak himself into that top 4. Really wanted to find himself in the top 4. Finding himself just on the outside. And we are looking very close. Soak, though, with that monkey. You don't see it very often. Looking strong there at 51 HP.
Yeah, this is unreal as we see another match with Soak now, the first member of the DK crew playing against all the other mechs now. I don't know if this is going to be enough for Gargamel. We got the Belveth in the back slapping everybody around, but does take a few key hits, but the front line from Gargamel, less than satisfactory right now, is just getting targeted by everybody else. But that is it for Gargamel, taking that loss on the chin. But we'll see how it goes.
We get to see it twice. I'm sorry I trolled him like that. No. I have Jedi going out as well, and we're down to our top 2. We got Soak, we got Plop. Who do you think's gonna take it here? Obviously, we got one I guess 1 life versus possibly 3 coming from Soak.
I'd say 3, maybe 4, depending. But we got the 2-star Urgot now, so good stuff to them. But this is still looking a little bit shaky right now. That board, he's at level 9, but like Soak's team, despite being extreme. Oh,
he made it. Sorry to cut you off. Got the fiddle diddle in there. That's what what I'm seeing. That's what I'm liking to see. I love every second of it. Just for the YouTube chat over here, Fiddle's got a lot of girth to him. That's a thick Fiddlesticks. We'll see if Fiddlesticks can take him down. Again, Plop's only got 1 life, so he needs to win this right here. He's got to get the dub. That Urgot's going to be doing a ton of damage. Fiddlesticks untouched. Going to be able to do a lot of CC towards the back end of the fight. We still have that monkey finding his way to the back line. Huge wave coming through. Monkey gives no cares onto the Samira, onto the Urgot. Plop's going to go down here. It's not going to be close. And Soak is going to be able to take this one. He's going to be the winner of lobby number 2. Well done by Soak.
Some good stuff to that. Plop, having a rough game last time, I believe, bouncing back, just like I am right now, into the camera for game 2 there. So good stuff to Plop, and honestly, that comp by Soak was unfathomable. 3-star Mecha Monkey in the front line, Velvet as the main carry in the back. Mordekaiser kind of like big chilling in the sides, just trying to get those skylines down, reduce the armor and magic resistance. Good stuff to Soak there to closing it out.
Yeah, it really was good stuff. Well fought by everybody. That lobby was not as close as the first game, but still great to see a lot of unique builds coming through. We did have people, holding hands, ended up dropping out, and that's always tough to see. It's hard to tell in solo queue, or in a tournament realm. When do you transition? Who's going to transition? I'm going to watch this guy, and once I hit my point, I'm stuck. And it looked like some of our players got stuck in the comps. Tough to see.
Yep. It's as we go over possibly to the predictions here.
Nope. We're going next time to the predictions. Nope. We're going break then predictions.
Wow, unbelievable. If that's the case, we'll see you back in just a little while.
Maloney's like, let's go over to this. I'm like, shut him down.
Break time. I got to use the bathroom.
Yeah, absolutely no predictions. Do we want to go to them anyways? We were all wrong.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Let's skip them. Let's just have a clean slate. Next block is going to be a new day for us. We'll talk about the predictions for the next block later.
There we go. Well, we're going to be on a 5-minute break. We'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
Live for the power. the storm and the rain. In the intoxicated storm, if the sunshine let me know, all my thoughts move in the darkness of pouring down of a storm. My soul is. Should I pretend like we're just dancing in the sunlight? Now I'm done waiting, and every day until I realize you're the rain on my every days. Dark cloud of the stormy rain. Stepping away, stepping away, stepping away from this fight. Hidden away with your light.
Yo, welcome on back, everybody. We are back with Honey Bear and Maloney. Second block. We're going to be into it in just a little bit. We had some crazy games in the first block. It was awesome to see. Maloney, anything stand out to you from that first block?
Beside us doing 4 games in a row, all Maloney Bear all the time. I don't know. The monkey. I can't get over the monkey and the Belveth team. Soak just hit it out of the park with that comp, and I'm still reeling over that comp. Besides, expired. Poor guy got 5th and 6th. I'm wishing him the best. On the rest of his games tonight, but that's just how it is sometimes.
Yeah, and Maloney, I got good news. I know I called you out on this. I know I made fun of you possibly for this. But we got predictions.
Oh wow!
Yeah, let's just swing on over to those. Let's take a gander over at the prediction and see how bad we did.
It's just how it is sometimes. But Lawrence with the correct prediction of Xanazurge and Soak. That's pretty solid. Staff got not exactly Bacon and Soak. We got Xanazurge and Bacon, but the community kind of coming in clutch. Only getting 1 correct prediction, but it's Soak on 2nd place, so that's extra points right there.
Personally, I'm starting to look at these. I think Lawrence is baiting us. I think he changes these when he can, when nobody's looking. I think he switches it on over. I think at the end, if he wins by 1 point, somebody's got to call this man out. No, obviously just kidding. Probably just kidding. But Looking Good does end up getting that one. Casters, big shout out to them. Looking pretty strong, getting them up there. Community, rough first lobby for them.
Yeah. But, they kind of got the same amount of points as the Casters did, in a way.
I guess. I mean, looking at it looks just the one person. I'm like, I don't know about that.
No, you're right.
But yeah, I mean, it looks. I guess you're right. I guess they are getting the same. Staff did get the 3 and the 4. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in us. I think we can do better. We got to step our game up. I'm gonna call out the staff, me included. We can do better. I expect better from us, coming up in the near future. So we'll have to see if we are able to do that. You ready to move on into predictions for round 2?
You know what? Go right for it, Honey Bear.
Swing it on in. Let's see if we can do better this time around. The points. Oh my goodness. I wonder if I didn't update it. Hang on. Hold up. There's so many things going on. And maybe Lawrence didn't update it. Maybe I didn't update it.
I had nothing to do with this. Legal disclaimer.
Did you?
Nope.
No, good news. The points just were not updated as far as I know. So we'll take it for what it is. Maybe he said he didn't update them, so he's like, hey, don't go to the lobby 2 predictions. Ha! I don't read. I'm a TFT player. But go ahead and take us through these. What are you seeing here? Anything stand out to you, Maloney?
So, I don't know. Maybe it's because I played with this person for quite some time during the public beta, but the only person having Maddie TKD, also known as Darkstar Action, pretty good player. second place, nobody else got him on there, but we see a couple of others. We got I'm Dot, by the way, for staff and community up on top. I see another one, Cup of Kyoko. I think I played against them in there, but who cares right now? We'll worry about the predictions later. It's time for game 3 of this stream.
That we will. Maloney, we were supposed to have just, another minute to go over predictions, but instead of having that minute to go over predictions, I had a quick panic attack that I had messed it up. So, we'll see how the predictions did right after this game. But I am excited to just get into this one, see what players are going to do. We do have a lot of new faces in here, so possibly a brand new meta forming. As you know, Maloney, you've done a lot of tournaments, you've done a lot of events. Metas change from lobby to lobby, from tournament to tournament. So I'll be interested to see what is the meta that these players are going to bring, and is it going to look similar to our last 2 games?
That's the thing, right? You're playing on week 3. You kind of got to pick the stuff that's going to do the best. Kind of like what we saw in 7.5, with the Dragons, with other stuff like Guild Zaya. I don't think we're going to see any B tier comps. Maybe we might see somebody with the Mecha Monkey and the Belvet 2 again, but I sincerely doubt it. I think we're going to see some Renegades. I think we're going to see some Duelists. I think we're still going to see some Samira and Sets. I don't think we're going to see anything too out of the ordinary, to be honest. What do you think? Do you think we're going to see some reroll Ezreal?
Personally, I try not to think. But if it is reroll Ezreal, I do want to see some reroll Ezreal. I will be honest, I have never played a game of reroll Ezreal this set. Not specifically, right? I've played the Recon, but I really don't, I wouldn't say it's an Ezreal reroll kind of build that I've been going for. So, shout out to the last set. Yeah, let's see some Ez. See a lot of Ez.
Yeah. So, wow.
We might not see Ez.
Hero.
We're going to see Gangplank.
Yep. That was all one cost augments across the board. We do see the get paid for max second, which gives them a 50% chance to drop a gold on any kill. Maddie TKD seeing Cole the Meek here. Laser focus and steadfast presence. That's not the greatest, but you could get away with Cole the Meek. Maybe go for a Jax route. Maybe not the best idea, but screw it. We'll do it. We'll get it on the go. Puts the Rammus in Galio's there. He's got to ask himself now, what the heck am I going to build? And he goes for the Giant Slayer right out the gate.
Yeah, does end up going for the Giant Slayer. I'm interested to see what his end board's going to look like. Obviously, we have a lot of time till that point. Is Renekton even going to be in the end game comp? Not sure.
I don't think.
It seems like bruisers are not really in the meta right now for a lot of different comps. They're not really the splash and play that they've been in the past. So unsure what he's going to end up with in the final comp here, but excited to see it.
Yeah, that's the toughest thing about it. It's like, wow, wait a minute. It's a little bit covered up by the Aegis logo, but I do want to point out somebody snitched on Aggro DH. Did tell the whole audience here, the whole lobby, that Aggro DH does in fact have a blitz hook, so be on the lookout for that.
Oh, that's phenomenal. I hate snitches. How dare they? Just let everyone else suffer. The one person that gets hooked, let everybody else suffer.
What a way to do it. Somebody
a thumbs up for that.
Oh, man. Somebody ratted out the rat himself. Unbelievable. He said, yeah, snitches get stitches. WTF came out, the work time fun. It's not all fun and games right now. His ace in the hole has been pointed out by everybody, but only time can tell with that red hook.
The big rest in peace. You gotta feel bad for him. Really want to see that happen. Obviously, it doesn't matter if you know about it. In this point in the game, you only have a few units, so hey, somebody's gonna get hooked and targeted regardless of what you do. Maybe you can get a good unit out there, but oftentimes doesn't really matter what unit is hooked at this point in the game.
Definitely, for sure. I can't get over it. That was a hilarious call out there. Poor Aggro DH, actually goes down to 92 there, but as we go over to the criminal himself, No, I respect it. He's just
poor
building
guy.
an okay front line right now. He's kind of debating whether or not, okay, he's going to sell the duelist for the most part. He's just putting in Nyla for the nice healing, that she does give a little bit more survivability for both the brawlers. But right now, you got a cloak, you got a belt. It's nothing too exciting right now for poor aggro DH.
Yeah, nothing too exciting at all. We'll see if they can pick up some wins, or at least, probably actually better than a win, some good losses. That's always what you're looking for. See if you can get those 1, maybe 2 unit losses. This one might be looking like a win here. Interested to see what is he going to do from there. Is he going to try and strengthen his board to lean on into that, potential win streak, or is he just going to accept that he's going to be waffling?
Yeah, so it looks like Max second, by the looks of it, was the snitch, was the rat. He is a little bit of a disturber, we'll say. Last week he was on, he was doing the same kind of antics as well. The emoji spam, the sticker spam, So we gotta keep an eye out on that hooligan Max second there. But
Absolutely.
Going into the carousel right now, you got the gloves, you got the swords, a good pickup there, a 3-cost sword there for Owen. That's always something good. More gold means more economy, of course. And gets the sword there, but don't know what to do for aggro DH. Picks up the Jax here, levels up, finds a vein. Could put in a redemption on one of the brawlers there. Decides to put it on the Nyla to make it non-committal. So you don't have to rebuild any of the units later if you want them back. I think Max second is in the stream right now, Honey Bear.
Is he?
I think he's following us.
Max!
I think he's.
Are you here?
He's rat. I don't think he's in the room, but I think he's. I think he knows that we know that he knows. He
knows something for sure. And give us give us some Hasa keys. Over here, we'll flip on over to the board, see if he's got some house. There it is! He knows!
Hey,
he's
there we go.
He's on to us over here. Oh my gosh. This guy.
Rat.
I don't know. Maloney, I don't think you were around for this. Did you see our Little Legend tier list that we did?
Possibly. I think I was there, but I think I looked at it once and just kind of brushed it off.
This was Lawrence, Crazy Pete, and I on the podcast did our Little Legends tier list. So shout out to that one. If you guys haven't watched the podcast, make sure you go check out the podcast. Every Sunday night after ACL, we break down a lot of things. Shameless plug over here.
Nothing wrong with that.
But even if you don't come watch us, go watch that episode because it was a blast. But my big point with that, Yasuo is my least favorite of all of the Little Legends.
So, I like regular Yasuo, but I cannot stand Chibi Dragonmancer Yasuo.
Why is that?
He looks goofier with the pink hair. Two, the cutscene, the dyes of cutscene is always the worst. The only one that I can tolerate now is Panda Annie's, because Panda Chunk just comes out of nowhere and is just bless you on you, and it's just funny to watch. The Kaisa one is okay as well, but I feel like besides the Lee Sin one, they have the least satisfying cutscenes.
The Lee Sin one, I don't know if they've ever openly talked about this, but they had to cut back the amount of lightning because of how much it was flashing on the screen. I don't know if you knew that. It was insane on first release. I don't know how it made it through. Those lightning scenes coming on in. Ooh, my eyes. It's a little better now, but it's tied with Yasuo and the worst Little Legend, and it's only because of the stinking cutscenes. I hate the cutscenes. I want to skip them. Give me a button to skip the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's tilting. If I go out to a Yasuo, I have to take a game off.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm stepping away.
Fair. That's completely fair. You got to go out for a walk. You got to put on some music. Maybe get yourself some comfort food. I definitely understand where you're coming from here. But would you look at this? This is a little bit scary here. Of course, Max shies away because he doesn't want to look at it himself. You could see Okay. That was a bit close there, Mac, but you clutched it out.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Oh, he's paying too much attention to the stream and less attention to his board. Almost went out there. But no, the cat on the book had him. Is he going for a cat reroll here?
Honestly, it could be a decent spot. A lot of people don't really go for it, understandably so. But, he's at 68 HP, but he has a boat ton of money. He could still kind of just save up a lot. He's just going to naturally level to 5. He's in an okay spot money-wise to re-roll Yuumi.
Yeah, he is. I kind of would like to see it. I'm not a big fan of it, but I'm interested to see, is it going to work? We did see it in the last lobby. It did not work at all. I believe they dropped out in 7th. So I'm interested to see, are you going to pull it out? I think it is a solid solo queue strat, but might not work in tournament play as much.
Yeah, I know. It's the roughest thing that Mac is dealing with right now, besides still being at level 4 going into level 5, is that the front line is more flimsier than my biceps. It's just like it's paper. It just gets run over easily. You only have a Malphite there. Ooh, scope weapons could be the game changer. He decides to forego the scope weapons
with the roll.
Oh my goodness. He gets the gangplank. That's nice, but if you want to bring it back to old times there, the scope weapons would have been wonderful for the Yuumi. But I digress. Doesn't get the supers in, does get the reroll in, does get the Yuumi in. Wow, it's going a gargantuan roll down here.
That's a huge roll down. Going down to 0. I don't know if he got enough going down to 0 there. But it's a much stronger board than it is. That econ, it might come back to bite him at 55 HP. Cannot fault him for just going all in there. He is not going to be losing much HP from this point going forward.
That's the tough thing about it right now. It's like, well, the thing is that what does he do here? Does he get the 2-star roll? He still needs at least in for supers, to be honest with you. But right now, he does get a really nice frontline full build Nyla 2-star that right there. So you're definitely not going to expect the Nyla to die anytime soon. But the recons are just pouring it in. But Honey Bear, would you look at this? Look at the healing done by the Nyla. Just refusing to die right now. Just
Maloney,
chasing
this is insane,
everybody.
actually. Is it going to die? Okay, it does. The healing ends up coming through. Doesn't come through in overtime as much. I was mesmerized by that. So much healing coming through. Quite impressive on that side. Ends up taking the win. And looking a lot stronger here. Probably hoping to get just a big win streak. Double cat. All right, I'm done with that board. That's too many cats
that's the cat's meow.
You can't have that many cats on a board. And expect me to stay there. And let's watch Dot over here. Resident, I don't think we've been to Dot's board yet. Hey, Dot. Good to see you. Thanks for the wave, man.
Yep.
Resident caster over here took the set off casting because he decided to be a really good player. Weird. Would you imagine that? But you know what really good players do? They forget about Blitzcrank hooks. And that's what happened to Dot over here. Is it actually going to matter? It looks like it does. You look away for a second, you forgot to read chat, and that Blitzcrank got that booty.
Yep, and that's the crazy thing about it. It's like you're at the McDonald's place playing on the N64, not realizing your time's up, and then your dad grabs you by the scruff of your neck.
I'm trying to get a sip of coffee over here. I can't have you being N64 McDonald's jokes. All right? Gosh.
That was just a trip down memory lane. Sometimes you forget about that 10-minute warnings your dad tells you before you play some more N64, and then all of a sudden, yoink. And that's just how it was for poor Dot.
Poor guy. Rest in peace over here. My goodness. I almost spit my coffee on my keyboard listening to that.
I'm not responsible for damages.
I don't know why it got me. N64 McDonald's over here.
Good old days.
Tell me about Dot's board here, though. Does have the 3 laser corp. Still with that crocodile up in the front line. Does have is that fleet footwork there?
It is the featherweights.
Featherweights.
He's looking at an odd angle of I don't know, maybe 3 patches ago where you'd go Ash, Renekton, Supers, but he's missing out on a little bit. But we'll see how it goes. This might be an eventual transition over to to a Zed, but I don't even know where we are right now. He's
I don't know. He's
okay.
everywhere. But we do got a lot of reroll comps. It feels like coming on through here. Potential reroll comps. But whatever he is doing is not going to work out at 49 HP at the current moment. But Talon says that's enough of you being in the 40s. Down to 36. And in a really tough spot here for Dot.
Yep, that's a 3-star edgelord, a Talon with a decent amount of items already, with even more health regen there, and of course with edgelord, I believe he gets a little bit extra stats, and with the sheer fact that he gets more mana back when he kills somebody with that ult. So it's tough to deal with, and right now he doesn't even have a 2-star Ashe on board right now. He does have a decent 2-star frontline, but nothing really much to back it up in terms of a kill power.
Yeah, this is tough. Not being able to find those Ashes, completely uncontested too. Just not able to find them. You really hate to see that. I'm not sure. Do you know what is in that orb? Is that a Renekton in that orb?
I want to say yes.
Okay. I would believe so. That makes the most sense to me, being the Renekton in the orb. No clue if that's the actual case. I don't know what other orb it would be unless he just left one up there from the Krugs round. This Ashe is trying to hold on for dear life, though, but does not have the damage to break through the front line. Set is way too strong. Dot's got to go in here.
Yeah, he's definitely got to start rolling right now. He's pretty much just kind of taking almost every single one cost out just so he can have better chances of getting an Ashe, better chances of getting a Gangplank. But right now, it's just Wolves right now. It doesn't have to go on too much of a frantic, re-rolling right now.
Yeah,
but
not yet. Right after this, he might do the full 50 gold roll down. 29 HP, you'd almost expect it. But Maloney, what do you think about this? I'm not fast enough to be able to hold one cost. Do you think he's even going to hold? There's the S2. There goes. There it is. The fist pump. He feels it. He knows he did something good.
I did it.
Little bit slow on the roll down here. I don't know if he's actually going to go all the way down or if he's going to just stay close to the 50 here.
So this is the tough spot right now.
Units.
He is, but right now, he's going for so many different units, understandably so, that he's struggling to keep track right now. But yeah, he has to choose between what units he wants to get at 38, at 40 right now. Not too bad, but still 29. He has to do another big old roll down after this.
Yeah, he really does. We'll see if he's ended up going to lose this one or win it. Got some big upgrades here, but are they going to be big enough? A lot of other boards were going to have upgrades, and yes, those boards are going to be much stronger than him. He's down to maybe 1 life. Really tough spot here for Dop.
Yep, I'd say maybe 2. He might have 2 HP in a dream if he loses again. That's my guess. But still, Dot is in a rough spot right now. He's just looking at other people's boards. Cup of Kyoko having that nasty old edgelord Talon 3. He's just got to go for it right after this. Just take whatever. Phony frontline would be good for supers right now. But that's just my opinion.
Does take it. Phony frontline looking great. Is he going to pull it down? He's holding. He does have the Renekton 3.
Yep. So gets that out. Has to go.
Big roll down. He's going for it. Get him, Dot. He's got to hit everything right here. I would say at least 3 stars in order to make this viable. Is he going to hit it going down to 10 gold? Finds another Yasuo. Passes it up. He's looking. Gets down to 10. We need a Gangplank.
He needs to put the Gangplank in. There we go.
Going in. Okay. He does level up, slotting the Gangplank in there. Much stronger board. Finally got the supers in. Does have the Ashe 2. Renekton 3-star to give yourself a little bit extra power with those supers. Is it going to be enough? That Zed is finding its way to the backline. It's only a Z1, but it is so much damage with a Z1. Destroys the Ashe. Renekton does have the Laser Corp. Is going to be able to find himself onto the Zed, do a little bit of damage, but on the other side, that Ashe is just pumping pumping it away. This is not going to be the end for him, but it's going to be a decent amount of damage. And now we're going to be on 1 life.
Yep. I predicted it pretty well there, Honey Bear, but it's 6 HP instead of 2, but still in a super rough spot here. Has like 7 copies of Gangplank, 7 copies of Malphite, possibly 6 copies of Lee Sin, but only so much gold. Decides to sell some of the real estate here, but what is he exactly going for? Trying to get
that Gangplank or the Ash. I'm not sure. Rolling on level 6 is always really difficult. Not gonna hit it.
No.
Is he gonna be able to hold on though?
I think this is dire straits for our hero Dot, but we got Max second, our resident bad guy. Oh, actually, I don't even know. Oh, the cat is out.
Yumi 3. That's going to be a lot of power coming on through. These are some good items on the side of Dot. Is it going to be enough? That front line is holding on. Yumi's not able to destroy them all in the one foul swoop. Is Ash going to be able to do it? The cat goes down. Dot lives to see another day.
That's unreal. No. No jeweled gauntlet, no chance for Max second to blow out poor Dot, but so he still has one more shot. I'm just flabbergasted by this. What a match that was. I don't even know how to describe it. 10 out of 10.
Flabbergasted is a great use of the term. Well said there. But we gotta slide off of Dot screen. We've been there for way too long. We're gonna come over. I know right before we started this, we had a debate, if you will, of how you say this name. How did you say it?
It's like Kyoto, but with an extra K. It's a cup of Kyoko.
Kyoko.
Yep.
I feel like I'm not... I feel like I can't roll it off my tongue enough. I know tongue roll isn't the correct terminology for it, but there's something in my language that just does not like to say that word. I can't get it. So we'll try our best. If I butcher it, feel free to roast me. Everybody does anyways.
Okay. I mean, honestly, you could just Americanize it and just call him cup of coffee, but it's just I kid.
Is Kyoko like a coffee word? Is it coffee?
No. Okay. That's the funny part.
Okay, cup of coffee over here popping off. Does have the ass down in the back line, but we did find the cat again. Is the cat going to be enough? That is a cat on a book. It is not a cat in a hat, and that cat on a book is much stronger than whatever is in this man's cup.
Yup. That's the thing about it. The question marks going all across. Max second popping off. The people's champ here. It was just how it is. Unfortunately, Dot goes down like a sack of potatoes right now.
Dot, we love you, man. GG's.
GG's. It happens. You'll get them next round. That's just how it is. But we go over to Maddie TKD's board with a nice mecha set too, with Gargoyle Stoneplate and Redemption there, looking pretty nice. Just, at level 8 already with a Samira 2. This is a really good spot for Maddie TKD right here.
Yeah, finds himself at 2 HP and the Dream, but did hit those units, is looking really, really strong. Could slam another item on the bench, but it looks like he is feeling strong enough to where he doesn't need to slam it, or at least that's his thought. Does get blessed with a Shadow, so should be able to clear it up. This is a Zed, but it is not a hacker Zed, so should be able to just pop it really quick and fast here. That front line should be able to hold on in theory, but that is a lot of damage actually coming through. That Zed is still alive, but are they going to be able to make it through the set? I'm not sure. That set is quite thick with very good items, but a lot of front line left for him, or back line left. Samir, can he do it? No!
Not enough.
Maddie goes down. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, that was rough to see. The worst part about a Honey Bear, that was a hacker Zed. But the thing about the ghost boards is that for some odd reason, the hacker space fizzles. So the Zed did not, in fact, go into the back line and still lost.
Wow, that is a...
Oh, sorry. It seems Honey Bear has dropped for a quick second.
Here. Can you not hear me?
Oh, yep, you're back.
Okay, I'm like, I think I'm here. I'm like, what, am I gone? No, I'm still here, still hanging out. Yeah, that is a shame. I felt like that board was just getting online, or it just come online, so tough. They lost a little bit too much health in the early game, and unfortunately, it looks like they just went up against that one board that could beat them.
So there's something I want to point out here. There was rumors of this, but people have been rocking Ionic Spark on Zed. And it's the most craziest thing but he doesn't have 6 Laser Corp just yet. But of course, it's the satellites are gonna do, the drones are gonna do a lot more damage here. He's still trying to figure out, what exactly to do here. Almost dragged his screen off the map, but
he sent it away for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have a lot of items on the bench, getting a little dizzy. That is 3 over there. That is a lot of healing that's going to be done. Splash damage is absolutely nothing to that pick in the front line. Zed finding his way to the back line. Is it going to be enough damage, though? Those recon are dancing around. Is Sejuani going to get a second cast off? Is he going to slow him down? It does. Zed still firing away, but it's Zed versus the Kai'Sa 3. Kai'Sa 3 might have enough damage and does going to be able to pop it down. Lots of healing coming out as well, and ended up ending that win streak of Aggro DH.
Yep. So this is a interesting and super funny board. We got the Echo 2, we got the Pig 2 with triple redemptions. Last night at the in-houses, I got Ramus 3 with 2 Gargoyle Stone Plates and a Radiant Gargoyle Stone Plate. Ooh. So it just kind of gives me that type of same item vibes. It's hilarious. Sometimes you just get 2 of the same components all the dang time, and that's what you just got to do. So good awareness there by Aggro DH, and I'm sure they'll still be fine.
Yeah, looking really strong as we switch on over here to Owen's board. Big shout out to Owen. I believe this was the first player in AML this set to hit Challenger. So well done on them. Hitting Challenger, really working their way up. Is going the Talon reroll angle over here. It's looking pretty strong for them. Those are extremely good Talon items. Does jump away. Is going to get a little bit of healing. The Fiddlesticks just pops, but it's not going to be able to do enough damage. Not going to be able to slow it down. Is going to drop here that Ramus Kai'Sa duo just a little bit too strong.
It's really tough to see. I thought that we got away from this when we got rid of Siphon from set 7.5, but unfortunately the Wrinkle Brain Talon just came on through. Sorry, the Smooth Brain Talon came on through. He had a good sight on Kai'Sa. One last cast would have took out the Kai'Sa, but wow, you see the pickup there with the Leona, but another Leona would make Leona 2 here, but it's still just rough to see. One swat away, but decides to leap to the farthest person away from the middle and just costs himself the game there.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what's going to happen here. That was a pretty good Zephyr, making sure this Warthog, this pig, might not be able to cast. Fiddlesticks doing a lot of damage in the back line. Second Fiddlesticks does drop. Talon is destroying an isolation over here, but is it going to be enough? The team is falling around him. Talon does get the big jump to the back line, ended up shredding right through them. Second cast from the Fiddle might just be enough for this Talon to clean it up, and it is. Unfortunately for Riven, not going to be able to do enough damage to take anybody else down.
What an unreasonable amount of damage that was. Did you see that? 1,400 damage on a crit? Wow. That was a lot of damage. I love it.
Yes, it was. That was a ton of damage. Moving on into the carousel. We are top 5 here. Cup did go down. Maddie is out. Dot is out. So interested to see there a little bit more of a spread this lobby for health totals than we did have the last lobby in each of our games. So might have a little bit more discrepancy, might even make it halfway through stage 6.
That is true. We see Dark Macaque here with 58 HP compared to everybody else. 416 holding it down for Team Ambition with 32 HP. Aggro DH tying him with 32 and not doing too bad. Our resident troll right here, our lovable max second at 28 HP. Of course, Owen, a little bit rough spot, 14 HP, but gets the Aphelios out with a few items, and the 6 Renegade as well. They probably were rocking the 6 Renegade, but
they were.
I was just listening to myself.
But it is looking pretty good here. Aphelios getting those items is going to work out pretty well. Going to be able to deny the Zed a little bit of damage onto him, but that is still a tidal wave coming on through. But it might not matter with this Talon just ripping through anybody he finds, dipping and dashing all around the board. And wow, I think I'm going to be playing some Talon after this.
The crazy thing about it, Honey Bear, is that by the looks of it, Owen was able to clutch out an item remover. So he did take off the Edge of Night there and got a Rabadon's Death Cap on it, so more damage onto the whoever it was, the Ezio, whatever it was, the Talon. Yeah, so good stuff to there, but we're looking all around, we're scouting around. 416 dropped down a lot, down to 15 HP. Don't want to see that. Max second with the Nyla 3. Yumi with a Jewel Gauntlet. That is unbelievable. Max second is eating good right now.
Yes, he is. Max second is eating very well. We'll have to see. These are a lot of strong boards coming out here. That Zephyr is going to be huge if he can actually hit. See who he ends up going up against. Looks like it's going to be taking out the Zoe. That is a Hacker's Head. We'll see who the target is. Is the Sona. That's where he wanted it to be. Fiddlesticks walking on through. That is a huge house that is dropping, but the cat is able to stay alive just for a little bit. Is going to be able to do enough damage to counter this Zed. It is not. It's going to go down. That Zed was just too strong.
Yeah, that's wild. I was going to say nothing scares me more than a carry with 4 items, but it was more than enough for the Zed with 2 items to just shut down everybody else on the team, which was unreal. But we got 416 going down at 5th place. Owen surviving, making top 4. So we got our top 4 already, Honey Bear.
Yes, we do have our top 4, and it's looking like a strong top 4 as well. I think it could be anyone's game. Obviously, we do have up in the top there, Dark just dominating, and I'm gonna leave that name up to you, Maloney. So you can go on with that one, but going through the rest of them with Aggro, Mac, and Owen, I think it's anybody's game.
Absolutely. Dark Maloney doing a really good job here, even with probably one of my least favorite Little Legends, the Bungo. It's the June bug of Little Legends, in my opinion. You just got to ask yourself, what is it doing here? But more importantly, Max second getting a decent pickup here, has the potential chance for a Thieves Gloves. Rapid Fire Cannon goes for the Shroud. I like it. It's not too bad, but, Aggro DH snagging the Urgot 2 stars. This is going to be interesting. Edgelord reroll Talon versus Yumi with get paid gameplay. Nothing too crazy there. But this is going to be a wild slobberknogger to determine who gets 3rd place here, Honey Bear.
It really is. We'll see. Is he going to be able to get a good Shroud off here? Does have the Zephyr versus Zephyr. It's the Zephyr cheese all over. Nails the cat. That is going to be absolutely huge. This Talon is going to be able to walk on through. The healing is absolutely absurd from the Talon. Goes down to under 100 HP and then instantly right back up there. This is a 3-star dancing around healing up. Is it going to be enough though? That Fiddlesticks is being a menace, but the healing from this Talon is absolutely absurd. It does not look like it matters at all. Talon holding on, and just a great play there going through there.
Yeah, what a way to clutch it out there with the Viego too, as well as we go over to Owen's board. Just scouting around here. Aggro DH down to 9 HP, even with the triple redemption bristle here. It's a rough spot for Aggro, but he did find the last whisper there, and this is going to be another match determining see who gets 3rd place, 3rd and 2nd.
Yeah, it really is. As we come back on over to this Talon, it's going to be the Talon versus Zed. Feels like Edgelord versus Edgelord. We'll see what happens. Is it going to be enough coming on through? Again, that Talon is still alive. On to Shotgun Knees himself. Urgot does take a lot of damage. Might go down. Does go down. That's going to be it. And he's going to drop out. Aggro DH is going to hold on for one more round.
That was wild. The Ox Force kicked in at the worst possible time, and it was able to clutch it out there. Dark Maloney here looking like, I believe that's the Kaisa 3 team. Recon's eaten well this time around. But, it's definitely, I don't know, Leona 2, this seems like an insurmountable mountain to climb for Aggro DH, but you got to hand it to him. 2nd place is still really good, especially in the AML. Decides to forego the LeBlanc, puts in another Fiddlesticks, 2 T-posers and 1 frontline. Will that be enough? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be either. to T-Bruisers does look pretty good, but this is a scary team that he's up against. It really all matters on the positioning. The Urgot is on the opposite side of him, but are they going to dash and dip on into it? It looks like he hits both the line, but this Kaisa gives no cares, but shotgun knees holding on. Is it going to be enough? Cleaning it up. Aggro DH is still alive.
Oh my goodness, do we have ourselves a real match here? This is still like a tough, even with a clean 15 points taken off of Dark Makaki, it's still like, still Makaki's game to lose here. Just one more game. He just needs one more good positioning there, and you're going to be able to take out Aggro DH's board. But here's the thing. That's a 2-star Mordekaiser. Sell the Urgot. You don't need another one. Get that there. This is even scarier now for poor Dr. Makaki. That's a blue buff Mordekaiser giving, and I don't even know how to describe it. That's a lot of shredding, a lot of sundering, a lot of fiddlesticks running around doing magic damage, a lot of lasers, shotgun knees, putting in the work with just an infinity edge. This is looking to be a little bit tough for the recons now.
It really is. Good repositioning over here. Looking pretty strong. Is Urgot going to be enough? The Zed does get over there onto the Kaisa. Is going to be able to shred through it in time. It does not. There's going to be a healing coming through. Does continue to shoot. And that was great repositioning by Dark over there. Ends up taking down Aggro DH and is our winner of that lobby. Well done by Dark.
Absolutely unreal positioning there. The funniest thing about that match was that the Recon Kaisa ran away straight into a corner, literally one space away, and I thought that was going to be it for Kaisa, but the Zed just wasn't able to close it out. A little bit unconventional items there from the Zed. The Bloodthirster, is not too bad, especially on six Laser Corp, thank you.
Yep, you got it.
And the Ionic Spark, I'm a little bit iffy on that choice, but it got him second place. It got him a decent amount of points for week 4. Gotta hand it to him.
Yeah, it really did get him a decent amount of points going through there. Getting second is nothing to scoff at. And the funny thing about that fight is, I don't know, Maloney, maybe you saw it differently. If that Zed gets the kill, I think he wins the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
it's just on such a knife's edge as to whether it's going to win or not. I always blame it on Lawrence if I lose, and if I win, obviously it's my own skill. So that's just me. I hope everybody takes that into consideration. I do, before we go on to break here, we will have another 5-minute break, but I do want to shout out, because I actually did not know this. Lawrence, do shout out to Lawrence. I like to roast him, but I like to keep him around for things like this, because Dark did break into Challenger last night. So big shout out to him. I thought we only had one in the AML. We got multiple. If somebody else hit it, please correct me. Let me know, because I want to give you a shout out. But big praise to that. It is an unbelievable accomplishment to hit Challenger. So well done, and well done on getting the first place here in this first game of the second block.
Absolutely. Good stuff to him there. Honey Bear, you send it off. I don't know when we're going to break. Are we going to do predictions? Are we going to do anything?
I don't know. What do you want to do, man? What do you want to do?
You know what? Let's go over. Let's see. I think I remember top 4, so we could kind of go into the predictions here for a little bit, and then
Sweet.
Let's go use the bathroom, drink water right after. Nothing too crazy.
Sounds good. All right, Maloney said on to predictions, so we will see you guys after a 5-minute break. We'll see you guys.
Tell me, where do I go? Tell me, where do I take us? Your heart is starting to slow. May the water be safe.
everybody? We're back. AML. It's time to get into things. Final game of the day. Final game of AML Week 3, at least for us. Maybe some lobbies are finishing up. Some lobbies are still going. Who really knows? We're only focused on these 8 players, and specifically, Maloney, our predictions of the 8 players, because that's what we're here for, is to be right. Am I right?
You know what? You're right.
Probably.
And as we go over to our predictions right now, casters are the most important thing about these predictions is that the farther away we get away from Lawrence, the more comfortable I am. Correct. You know, but here, Lawrence right now, aggro, I'm Dot, Cup of Kyoko, and 416. That is a pretty solid lineup here, especially with aggro going second here. But as we look around here, I see a notable absence of Dark Maloney, or actually Dark Makaki here. So, you know, we'll see how this goes. Staff, you know, nothing too crazy. Aggro DH in there, nothing to shake out. Owen clutching out a 4th place, just needs to do it again in order to get that correct prediction here. Mm-hmm. And I'll always do this, but you know, this is actually an average of the 2 games on stream. So, you know, it's not over until the fat lady sings.
Correct. You know, and I did give you some false information, and I want to correct that. I want to correct it. I don't want to give you false information. Okay, I said we have all 8 POVs. Do you remember me saying that about 10 seconds ago?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, we got 9 now.
Yep. We have 12. No, I'm just kidding. We have 7. So really I'm Dot, by the way, is making the pro play. I believe they're switching to mobile.
Respect. As a fellow mobile enthusiast, I respect it.
How do you think, looking at these predictions, how does that change things? If that is the case, if they are able to get mobile ongoing and find their way into it, are you a little scared? I mean, you guys have Dot down there at 3rd. Staff's got him at 1st. Well, I'm shaking a little bit.
Yeah, I'd be shaking a little bit too. I'm Dot got, what was it, a nice clean 8th place last time, so he's got to. Did Dot get 8th?
Oh yes.
Honeybear,
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got 8. Yeah, didn't go that great for Dot. Found his way trying to find ashes.
Yep.
Didn't work out for him. So tough round there for him. But anybody else stand out to you here? Looks like everybody's in the lobby. We'll be getting to it soon.
You know, Maddie TKD having a bit of a rough go. I think 6th as well, but still has a chance to make it into top 4. We're not too concerned about exact placements right now. We just want you to get on the board.
Correct. Yep, just trying to get themselves on the board, seeing if they can get on up there. And obviously for these players, they're playing for a lot more than just our solo predictions. So they're trying to make their way into playoffs, trying to get buys, and hopefully they're going to be able to make it on through. Speaking of that playoff race, we do have today and next week before we make the big cut. And Maloney, I'm going to put you on the spot here, but looking at this lobby, right, just looking at these 8 players, is there anybody in here that you're maybe a little bit nervous about, or maybe is a little bit nervous? You think they're in the hot seat, possibly not making it to playoffs?
You know, just 1 second there. Let me load up my handy dandy Pokédex here of what exactly is going on. Yeah. But
we do have Max second. Decently down there right now, outside looking in. Aggro DH was on the outside looking in, you know, before starting into this week. So we do have a couple players that are down there. Owen, another guy, you know, was on the outside looking in. So
Max second, Max second is 38th right now.
Yeah, if you're any of these players, are you scared? Are you a little nervous, or do you think a lot of these guys are going to be able to pull it out?
So you got to make it to the top 24.
Correct.
Owen has 2 weeks, technically just 1 more game, 5 more games technically, to jump from 38th, so 3rd last, to that top 24. Correct. I don't know if he can do it, but actually, as we're updating it right now, it actually shows halfway through week 3 right now. So, and he's still 38th. So yeah, if I'm Mac, I think I might have to look into possibly,
the point it hasn't been fully updated. So the points are updated, but the order hasn't.
Wow, unbelievable.
Don't get baited in.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, don't get baited in by that. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at watching his gameplay. I think it's looking pretty good. I think he has a really good opportunity to kind of move up in the standings. I think a lot of these guys do. Especially, looking at Max Second, I think he's had a good day so far. Owen, obviously, we know a phenomenal player. I think he has a great opportunity to start moving themselves on up there. But again, I think it speaks to how tough this lobby really is. I think it's an extremely tough lobby. I think it's an extremely tough AML. And I'm excited to see kind of what turns out. Only looking at this last game, what do you think is going to take it?
Who do I think is going to take it? That is a good question. I want to say...
That's a good question. Thank you. I asked it. I always ask good questions.
Wow, unbelievable. If you're not insulting me, you're asking me some really interesting questions here. I think Doc Makaki might knock it out of the park again.
You think so?
I think so, but we'll see right now as we go into game 4 here.
What do you take? Oh, nobody took this. Oh, okay. Sword was
taken almost frame 1. Nobody took a bow. That is what caught me off guard.
Bow went through. That's actually kind of crazy. That bow goes, we get the entrance.
Incoming. Yeah, that is such a fun intro right now. And, it's like a tidal wave sends the things away, chairs. That's what they are.
Just the chairs, yeah.
Everything, yeah. The school paraphernalia all disappears here. It's just unbelievable. I honestly don't know what to expect right now because we're only in 1-2 right now. Is that right, Honey Bear?
That's correct. Yeah, we really have no idea what's going on. Yet. Things have not stabilized. But something I do kind of want to bring to attention. And I saw this the other day, and it kind of ruined things for me, right? I'm an anime guy. Maloney, you're an anime guy, right? You're kind of an anime guy? Yeah. Right? So you watch animes, and I think this classroom setting, right? The classroom setting, the board that we're looking at, kind of anime-y.
Yes.
Anime is Japan. When I watch anime, I see pink hair. I see blue hair. I see yellow. I see white.
That's blonde, Honey Bear.
Lots of white. No, there's yellow and blonde. There's not just specifically blonde. It's anime, all right? I see all these different colors. Purple. Yeah. It's all out there.
Yeah.
What's an actual classroom look like? Black hair. Everybody. The whole lot of them ruined it for me. I'm like, wait a minute. Dang it, they're right. It crushed my soul. I'm like, wait a minute. I haven't been in a classroom in years. I'm old. But looking at it, I'm like, jeez. Couldn't believe it. I'm like, where's the blue hair? Don't answer that question. On to augment choices. What are you thinking, Mir Maloney?
Adapt defenses, but other people might not. A couple Kyoko has ran Renegades before, so that is pretty nice. You got two swords right now. You got a Blitzcrank. Go for it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Pick it. I know you don't know what the admin is, and look at this. Oh, he got Edgelord.
You take Edgelord?
So maybe he should. Cup of Kyoko is looking for another mulligan, but as a friendly reminder, you only get one, and decides to go for everybody goes boom. You should have went for the adaptive defenses. I know it pigeonholes you, but you could have looked around to check to see what everybody else went. Nobody goes for Camille.
No, but it's very true. Ain't nobody goes for Camille. Who needs Hero Augment? I love it, dude. He's out there like, I don't need this. I'll just click whatever. I'm not going to use it.
You know what? Funny enough, Owen did pick Hextech Retribution, though, mind you. So you would have had a little bit of a rough time.
Yes,
so, so who needs a Hero Augment? Cup of Kyoko is right. You don't need it. You take game 1. 2-1. You got to go on a win streak here. Or you can seesaw. Who knows? Who cares, really? I just want to see some bloodshed.
Big agree. Doesn't matter at all. We'll see what happens. They're going to find themselves in a great spot, surely. I wonder how long took him for the 2 gold on Mega Lol. I wonder when he's gonna take it and sell. Could be right now. It's gone. Are we gonna make it to 10? That's gonna be the thing we're gonna have to look out for, Maloney. But at this point,
Kappa Kyoko can. If they want to go to 10, they can. But
they could. Is it gonna be a
they
play?
have to
We'll
sell
have
the
to see.
Yasuo. They have to sell the Yasuo.
Ah, he's baiting us. He's listening on in, baiting us around. He knows what he's doing.
Unbelievable. You know what? As soon as I say, apologize for interrupting, but as soon as I say, hey, pick it, nobody else is going to go Camille, we have two people, Maddie TKD, picking up Hextech Retribution as well. So maybe Kappa Kyoko dodged the big old bullet. Who knows?
He's definitely onto something here. Does go for the 10 gold. Nails it. Well done.
Yep.
Proud of the call out here. That 2 gold hero augment, feeling good at this point.
Absolutely. Then finds another Yasuo after selling it.
It's too painful. Oh, that hurts to see. I mean, I think he's got a strong enough board. I think he's going to win out regardless. But that's pretty funny.
Back to our neighborhood delinquent, Max second here, getting delivery tips with the blue buff. That means more chances of getting that money throughout the fights. I like it. But now he's just trying to figure out here, what the heck do I do with my bench? What do I sell? What emojis do I spam? You know, look at my cute little DragonMaster Yasuo. Wait a minute.
He went for that just because he heard we hated it. I know this guy. He's out here listening to the broadcast like, oh, I do have the skin they hate. I'm slapping it on. Woo!
He's got two of the Yasuos. He just digivolved into the other Yasuo. Like, I hope we get a cutscene just so we can quickly transition to somebody else.
Thank goodness I'm producing this thing. Oh my gosh. I'm being trolled over here. But hey, well done on getting it. Supporting the game we all know and love. But looking at this carousel, there is a pizza up there. Do you go for the pizza? He doesn't. He ends up going for the item. Much, much smarter choice. I personally would have went for pizza, mainly because we're game 4 in. I'm getting a little hungry, Maloney.
Honestly, I am too. I'm going to try to figure out what exactly I want to eat, and then I'm going to eat it, and then I might go out for a walk. You know, it's good to get some exercise, you know, after casting a few games of Teamfight Tactics, with the lovely Aegis Esports on the go. You know, it's just, I'm kind of hungry too.
I'm feeling not to get everybody salivating, but, you know, Maloney, diving down this rabbit hole that we're in, what kind of pizza? Like, what's your pizza toppings? If you say pineapple, I'm disconnecting you.
That's fair. I want to say pineapple just so I can get off work a little bit early, you know. But
I get off early today? Yeah, maybe it is pineapple.
No. So as somebody who used to work at a pizza place for like 5 to 6 years, I don't want to have pizza. But if I do, my dad cooked up a mean old homemade pizza when I was visiting for Christmas, and it was a nice amount of beef, salami, pepperoni, bacon. Nice amount of cheese on top.
That's like the new meat lovers.
Yeah, gorgeous meat lovers variation. It was really good. And it was interesting because it was like he made the beef and then just put it in the fridge, dried out a bit, and for some odd reason that was just perfect on the pizza. It was just gorgeous, and like because I worked there, he's like, "Hey, Mashup, do you want to stretch the dough?" And I stretched the dough, and you know, his girlfriend that he was staying with said it was delicious. You know,
feels good, man. You're making me salivate over here just thinking about it.
Oh man, yeah. And then the pizza sauce is I'm not done yet. Well, almost done actually, but like
you're really taking this rabbit hole. Gave you a little platform. You're like, let me tell you about this pizza.
Honey bear.
I got the pizza. Well, hurry up, we gotta get back in the gameplay.
Okay. It was sugary. The sauce was sugary. It was really good. But now, here's the thing: the cleansing safeguard Lisa in here. What a scuffed hero augment! Like, it's really good. You have 40 mana. You recover like 16% of your allies' missing HP. Slap a blue buff on that, and it's incorrigible. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, truly, in my opinion, that guy likes pineapple on his pizza. That's all I'm saying about that. That's my opinion at this point. But speaking of my opinion is that Mac's going to struggle here in this fight. Really wanted to take down that Alistar, wasn't able to get it. Is going to drop down to 70 health. Probably actually pretty happy with 70 health on that 5-loss streak. That's kind of like exactly where you want to be. You want to be a little healthier than that, but 70 is a really good spot. You know, was probably not as happy. Owen over here, 58 HP, looking a little rough.
Yeah, that's the thing. As soon as you said, 70 HP is not where you want to be, that's my kind of threshold. Like as long as you're up above 70%, I'm like, all right, cool, that's fine. As long as you keep winning for a bit. But like 58 is a little bit rough. You don't even have, you have 2 copies of Talon, but not a 2-star just yet. Got through, found another Camille. You're in a weird spot right now. You got to figure out now, what am I going to do here? Do I level up? Do I slam that? Do I not? Do I wait for a rod and get a jeweled gauntlet? That'll probably be the best option here.
Yeah, absolutely. It does have really good, talent items. Eventually, we'll probably find that its way to El Viego with the Camille augment. Not going to be a bad spot for him. I think he's going to have some good luck being able to transition this into a good late game comp. It's just a matter of how long till you can actually get to that late game comp, because you know what he's going for. You can see it.
Yep.
Is he going to be able to make it there? 58 HP is a little bit low. He's going to really have to start slamming these levels and hope and pray. Once he gets to level 7, he can get those units that he's looking for, and he doesn't have to spend that much to get them.
Absolutely. It's not too bad. Still a loss, but only lost by 2 units this time around. So of course Mac's second going down, but we're going into our second augment, and it is gold. Not too bad. Go straight for the second wind. Insta pickup.
Yeah, looking really good. That second wind is actually a great find for him, a great pickup. I think it's going to do him really well. Kind of moving on into things. It helps out a lot with the Renegade comp that he's going for. Switching over to aggro, we do find ourselves going for the Portable Forge. That's always kind of a risky pick, in my opinion. There's a few items that you really can't utilize, and sometimes it is definitely comp dependent on if you're going to be able to find a good item.
Yeah. So getting I like Portable Forge at 3-2. I don't like it at 4-2 because, as you said, it really puts you in a spot where you have less liberties of taking any type of item. We see the Obsidian Cleaver on the center, which gives them a big old line of, I believe, both sundering and shredding for 50%. So that's really good. But,
huge shred.
Huge shred. But, he already has 3 items on his carry. So you got to ask yourself now, what exactly do you do? What are you going to put on Samira? When are you going to, try to rebuild that Sivir?
Yeah, I'm interested to see what he's going to go for here. Possibly going into a for sure shot. Is the Sivir going to be rebuilt? Who are those items gonna really find themselves to? A lot of questions to be asked. I think they're in a great spot. 94 HP. Got to be feeling pretty good. Probably wishes it was 100. Got that one loss earlier on. But overall, looking very strong. Got to be very happy with the position they're in.
Absolutely. So we see the Viego already from, I believe that was Owen. So good pickup there. Honestly, at this point, the Viego one will probably do better with not adaptive defense, with Hextech Retribution.
Yep.
So, but we got, the cleansing safeguard Lee in there. Aggro DH's stream kind of went a little bit wonky, but we're back in this. But I'm Dot still kind of struggling here. Just getting run over by the Sivir, but still not bad. It was only a 2-unit loss.
Yeah, 2-unit loss. Gotta feel good. Always going to be taking those, especially if you're kind of expecting that loss going up against a strong board. You take the 2-unit loss and kind of roll with it and see what is going to be prio here. These 3-4 carousels is kind of where everybody already sees kind of where their comp is going, understands the trajectory, and items start to get a little bit more spread out. You can see, do you need defensive? Do you need offensive? What kind of types are you going for? So it's a much better chance at 3-4 to get that item that you really might need.
Absolutely. The funny thing about it is that Max Second already has a blue buff. So I'm really curious to see what Max Second is going to do with that other mana crystal. But,
Vow.
Protector's Vow. That's for aggro, which I respect. I'm just curious about Max Second. But anyways, that's not too crazy right now.
We'll swing on over. And perfect. I will tell you, it did go on that front line. We did find ourselves a redemption.
He's going for the cat again. I respect it. Oh, do you respect it? I don't think so, which is fair.
I mean, I don't like the cat. I don't want to see the cat succeed. However, I think he's in a good spot. I mean, we saw last time nobody else was contesting it. I don't think he's going to be contested again. It is tough. You would like to find that Yuumi augment in order to get her a little bit extra power. Didn't find it at 51 HP on a comp that really does need to start off strong. So from that point, I would say no, I don't really like the spot that he's in, but we'll have to see if he's going to be able to start picking up a few wins here. Down at the bottom of the tables at 44 HP, it's looking really rough. Finds himself another cat. This trade sector could do a lot of work for him.
Absolutely. He's already got 6 copies of Yuumi. He does have a glove on the sideline. All he has to do is that if he picks up, those last remaining copies of Yuumi and a rod, he's going to be cooking. In my opinion, along with he's got the supers on deck. He only does have a Gangplank 1, but that doesn't really matter right now. Just has to find the Yuumi 3-star and the rest of the cast as well.
Yeah, Yuumi 3-star is going to be super important. As we do get a sneak peek at Owen's board here, that talent did turn into the bigger, better Viego. Is going to be able to put a lot of damage down. Is going to be able to shred through this cat, though. I think so. The more that cat casts, the more damage it does to himself. Thus is the spark. And that was not even close. Mac in trouble.
Yep, that's the rough thing about this. Even with the Nyla 2-star, with the redemption, the front line is flimsy enough for the Viego, even just a 1-star, to just kind of bounce around like a trampoline park and just run over the rest of his front line. So good stuff to that. To whoever it was Owen. Yeah, good stuff to Owen there to notice that and keep him on the front line so he could get quick and easy casts onto Max Second's front line.
Absolutely. And let's check out Owen's board here. Was pointed out in chat, we pointed out earlier, but Viego with just BIS items and did take a lot of damage early, but doesn't really matter. Found that Viego at level 6. That's got to feel amazing. And is now able to even slam a Sunfire Cape, which in my opinion is one of the best frontline items in the game still, just because that anti-heal is so necessary and just well done overall. I think this board is stabilized immaculately.
That's true. He does find the random Mordekaiser at level 7, which is really sick. He has the 2 Nylas there, also a pretty solid frontliner.
We did miss Max roll down here. Sorry to cut it off. We did miss Max roll down there for a second. Did you see all those 3-stars?
I did not. I kind of wish I could turn back time and see it once again, but really excited to see his board afterwards to see. I'm glad he was able to find the Yuumi 2-star. 3-star. Most importantly, will he be able to clutch out that round?
Yeah, absolutely. That was able to be a clutch out. And here are those 3-stars that we were talking about from Mac's board. Wasn't expecting him to go in right at that point, but seemed to be working out for him at 31 HP. Does go in. Find ourselves to the 4-2 augment. What's it going to be?
Prismatic.
Does it have to be Prismatic? It's pretty close, doesn't it? Battle Mage picked up.
Yep. Everybody and their relatives are in the front line, so everybody benefits from this. The biggest thing right now is that he couldn't get a rod at Wolves, so he has to hope for Prio at the carousel to get that. That Jewel Gauntlet is extremely important for Yuumi to get that damage off, but still in a really good spot. How many? There's 3-stars right there, so I believe that's around 27% extra damage. So that's still pretty solid for Yuumi, especially with the Giant Slayer. still good spot, 31 HP, but I think you could still stabilize from here.
Yeah, the shift over, he is in a really good spot, stabilized for sure, in my opinion. We do have 416 board, which we haven't been able to check out yet, is running that Draven. Very good Draven items. Does not have the healing, though. Not sure if it's going to come back to bite him, because that is a ridiculous amount of damage. These 3 stars really are just getting destroyed. The comeback is going to be enough, and that is going to be plenty of damage coming out from the Draven. League of Draven is looking strong.
Yep, so that is Ruthless Blades Axiom Arc. He does actually have a bit of sustain with that Celestial Blessing 3.
Yep.
Does give around, I believe, 30 for Prismatic, which is really good. 25, 30. It's good enough to pretty much just say that Draven has 4 items on him. So, that's good stuff to there. And the Titan's Resolve, being a really good pickup as well. Good stuff there by whoever that was with the Draven, I forget already.
416, yep, absolutely.
Thank you.
Good call out. And as I try to get away from Max board, he follows me.
Oh, yeah.
Follows me right on over. The Cup of Kyoko over here, looking like a strong board. Does have the Samira 2, level 8 already, down to 0 gold. But found what he needed to find. Got the Urgot out there. Got that Samira 2. I believe that was a solid upgrade that he really needed. Does not matter, though, because we do have the stabilized board from Mac and is able to take him down.
Absolutely. I'm really glad to see this. It was kind of rough to watch him lose there, but he still is at the bottom of the pecking order, so he's gonna be able to get that Urgot potentially, or the Soraka here. Yes, there we go. He almost teased me for a second. It looked like he was gonna grab the Sejuani there, but no, grabs the rod, and we're gonna see a nice. Yep, that's Mac for you. But, is able to get that Jeweled Gauntlet. We're going to see the cat do even more damage. So good stuff there. Cup of Kyoko trying to, but never mind. Maddie TKD.
That's right. I had to switch on over. I mean, you don't get to see your carry too often. So him over here with the Camille had to give it a little bit of time.
That is true. You're right here, and so many Renegade spats here. You only need one more Renegade to get that party started, and here we go. 6 Renegade, 2 Admin, 2 Hacker, 2 Oxforce. Those don't really matter, but the 6 Renegade does. Now you just got to figure out how to position that Camille there into the back line to kind of stave off that HP bleeding there.
Yeah, and looking at this board, honestly, I think this might be the strongest board in the game right now. That Camille is looking incredible. The Ego items are really, really good. Maybe not BIS, but darn close. We'll have to see if it's going to be able to break through this Draven. It is not. I eat my words. This Draven is really strong.
Absolutely. Those Whirling Blades of Death are extremely good. The Axiom Arc, the Celestial Blessing, all work together. This is potentially a Draven with 5 items, it feels like. It's just not fair right now, but it's still a really good spot. 416 with that Draven 3-star. It does so much damage. It's unbelievable.
It really does do so much damage. We'll have to see how long it's going to last. Draven, it feels like, does start to fall off, towards the end. Once you get those 5 costs out there, I'm not sure if we're going to get there. These health bars are starting to drop pretty significantly. Dot is down there, tugging on my heartstrings. Dot had to go to mobile, so I'm kind of rooting for him over here to get some, get some damage in there. Maybe not get a second 8th, but it's not looking too promising for him right now.
Just life do be like that sometimes. Sometimes you got to ask yourself, should I really go on the phone? Why not the computer? Maybe the computer is giving him too much troubles here. But as we go over against Cup of Kyoko's board, the Samira gets split in half here and now has to go up against the Protector Vows Warmox Titans. Yeah, it's a wrap. It's no amount of shields is going to save you from the Camille right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to be able to close it out there. I am kind of curious to see what the admin augment is, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. I like that call out. Interested to see how far they're going to be able to go. That Camille is very, very powerful, very, very strong. does need that second, that another Viego to kind of put him to the next level. But overall, got to be feeling very good about the position they find themselves in.
Absolutely. This is actually one of my favorite comps to play. Assassins aren't a thing as of right now. Hopefully they are, back in season in set 9, but would you look at this? Another spat. If Matty TKD gets another Crickla from the item anvil.
No!
Does not happen this time.
I mean, I don't know if he would have built it anyway. That's 3 renegade spats. But that's kind of crazy, no? You're getting 3 spats same time. We'll see what he's going to be able to do with it. I don't remember what tier builds into, if he's going to be utilizing that or not. What was that?
I believe that's heart.
That was going to be my shout, but I'm not sure 100%. It is heart. Okay, going to go for the heart. Get the 2 heart in there. Did level to 8. Unable to find the Viego. We'll see if it works out for him. That is a Riven 3. That is absolutely terrifying. But Camille into the back line, causing mayhem, absolutely destroying anybody. And I'm sorry, this Riven's not going to stand a chance.
Yeah, it's a bit of a truck, but this truck's gonna have their wheels blown off. Poor aggro DH going down, but still in a good spot. 38 HP, but still in top 3. On the killer will heal 350 health and gain 25% attack speed. That is pretty solid for Matty TKD right there. I would have preferred, an attack damage increase, but you got to go with what you got, and still really good for Camille.
It is really good for Camille. We find ourselves back onto Owen's board. Owen's having a little bit of a rough go at it. Did get BIS items, but BIS items don't matter as much if you can't 2-star it. So not sure if he's going to be able to win this next one.
That's tough. You got to really hope that you're going against I'm Dot, by the way, if you want to move on to the next round. So bless you there, but going up against Dark Maloney, Dark Makaki with the oh my goodness, that not adaptive defenses, but the one that gives you longer blitz ult for the people that focus him. I forget what it's called right now.
Viego does drop down. Hopefully this backline is going to be able to do enough damage. Soraka is going to be ramping up and going to be crushing everybody. Is it going to be a 1 HP in a dream? It does not look like it. That Bloodthirster does not matter. Dropping out. Unfortunate. Dot does go out in 8th. Looks like that's just going to be a 7th going on through for Owen.
Yeah, you hate to see it and you love to see it at the same time. It's just funny, Owen was probably thinking to himself, as long as I outplace the mobile player, and just by 1 HP. But as we go over to Cup of Kyoko boards, we got a solid Samira with a Deathblade, Last Whisper, Hextech Gunblade, and a decent 2-star Echo there. Just trying to figure out what exactly they got to do here. The Windfall definitely helped them out a lot, but doesn't seem like they're going to go for mech set this time around.
Yeah, it does not look like it. That Echo is going to be pretty solid in the front line. Hopefully going to be able to tank it up a little bit. And with that, Leona able to shred down the tanks. Ace in the back line. Is it going to be enough? This Draven is going to be pumping out a ridiculous amount of damage, especially finding himself in that corner. Is going to be able to shred through anyone. And Draven is just too strong.
Yep. He just turns on the engines and there's nothing you can really do about it. It's just so gross to look at. It's like 75% more crit chance. It just does so much damage. It just puts you on another type of level when it comes to crit damage. And it's just unreal. And of course, more attack damage, it's disgusting. It's a really good pickup.
Disgusting. I would attest it to, a same level of pineapple on pizza. It's gross. Nobody wants to see it. It just happens to be there, but nobody actually wants it. And that's what you hate to face up against. Luckily for Cup over here, did find himself already facing it, not going to have to go up against it again. That's a big win for him.
Yeah, but what caught me off guard was decides to sacrifice the 1-star Leona to put in the 2-star Alistair. We'll see how this goes, but we're going straight into a Camille diving into the backline here. There's going to be no hope for Samira to live. Jinx runs straight to the back line and gets kicked for their efforts. Kicked out of the club here. The Samira is gone. Everybody else is gone. The chances of staying alive most likely gone. But of course the Echo still hanging on.
Got the kill.
But it's not enough.
1 HP and a dream out here ended up killing the Viego. The last auto was able to take him down. And he's now able to go for that 1 HP in the dream. And I think that bounty is still alive. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe it is. You do have to win, though, so I don't know if this is going to be able to be good enough for Kappa Kyoko, but going past... getting top 5 in this situation is still really good. Aggro DH, unfortunately, going out at 6th place there. Maddie TKD with 22. Max second, the hooligan himself, with a hot streak right now, 25 HP. And we're going over to, I believe, Dark Makaki's build here.
Yes,
with that Soraka.
Got the Soraka in that corner. Is that Soraka going to be able to ramp up, do enough damage? Urgot in the backline is disrupting absolutely everything. Looking great. Given time for this Samira to start pumping out the damage, getting that ult off, it's not going to be enough. And Cup of Kyoko ends up going down in 5th. Well played overall. Tough spot to find himself in, but ends up dropping down.
Absolutely. As we go over to somebody else's board, boom, Maddie TKD here. It's rough to see, but with the situation at hand, getting 5th isn't too bad right now, but it's just right before you could get some good stuff over at the loot round here. But it's just what you got to do. Maddie TKD, still looking strong. 5 HP though, so that's a little bit shaky, but at the same time, Honey Bear, you're dealing with some really scuffed builds here. That 4-item Draven, the max second with the Yuumi Renaissance.
No, isn't it? It's on Alex Spark, I think. Is it not on Alex Spark? Oh, man. I mean, he's definitely got to know something that we don't. Maybe there's a lot of frontlining over here. But, man, I think Alex Spark's just way too strong to pass up. Is going to roll down to try to find some units here. Passing up on a lot of different upgrades. That was a ridiculous amount of misfortunes that he went through. But man,
come
what
to
do you
think
think about that?
Yeah, there was pretty much an absence of misfortunes, was there? There's no misfortunes being played.
There is not. That's kind of shocking. A lack of misfortune here. But you know what we're not lacking? That's Soraka in the corner. Is that Soraka going to be able to do enough? Camille does find her way to the back line. That shred through is going to do a lot of damage, but Soraka is able to heal it up. Is it going to be able to be enough? It's not. Soraka holding on. Maddie going to go down. That Soraka healing was way too much.
Yep, that was wild. The funniest thing about it is that I'm not stuck with you. You're stuck with me, baby! Next second!
What have I done?
Oh my goodness, dies of cutscene. The Draven goes down here. The Yuumi more than enough. Talk about a David versus Goliath. The Yuumi armed with whatever that is that comes out of her butt or the book or whatever it is, taking down that monstrous Draven there for 3rd place for 416. But are we gonna see the max sweep? This is 9 rounds in a row for that max second has actually hunkered down with this cat and has done an extremely good job of staying in the game.
I just want to have a public apology over there for showing everybody that cutscene. I am very sorry. But without that, we do have Cat versus Soraka, who's going to be stronger over here. Lots of damage going to be pumped out from these in the back line. That Cat is going to be knocked up twice. Not going to be able to pump out the damage for a little bit. Soraka is ramping up. The front line is getting shredded. This Cat is getting shredded, and the Cat goes down. 8 HP in a dream. Max second is going to hold on, though.
You know what really drives me up the wall? 12,000 damage came out of that Soraka. I believe it is windy. So you are going to get a ridiculous amount of AP coming out of that Soraka, getting 35 HP every 5 seconds. AP, it's just unreal. So that's a hard-hitting Soraka, and unfortunately does have an advantage over Yuumi, where Yuumi kind of just hits whoever's kind of so-called farthest away. So only time can tell if they're able to take out that Soraka.
Absolutely, this could be the last fight over here, so we'll have to see what happens. Again, Soraka versus Yuumi. Which front line is going to be destroyed first? Might have a lot to do with targeting. Fiddlesticks is going to be shredding through the backline, but gets destroyed. This is going to be a much, much closer fight for the Cat. Soraka is still holding on, but the Cat is just too strong. Gonna take him down. We got at least one more fight on our hands.
Absolutely. I feel like Dark Macaque might be able to hang on if it is a close loss there. So, we still have the work cut out for Max Second here, trying to find one more copy of Nunu to get that Nunu 2-star with the heart, which is kind of interesting. Oh my goodness, he's going for 9, going for 2 snowplows here.
Is he going to be able to get it? Let's see. Do you have the Fiddlesticks over there? Not sure.
Dice.
I think the Fiddlesticks is the right call. Positioning is going to be huge.
Oh, absolutely. It's the thing. It's like, could you possibly swap spots with the Yuumi here? That would be pretty interesting. Like with the Nunu, I mean, to have it closer to Soraka, to kind of have a chance to just have a shot at it. That's what I'm curious about. He feels confident enough that he's going to be able to plow through the front line.
Yeah, going to be doing a lot of damage to the front line over here. Who's targeting is going to be the best. That Urgot is once again going to hit the Yuumi, but it does look like both front lines are getting shredded really fast. But the Cat is doing a much better job than the Soraka. Soraka's ramping up. Might not be enough time. Cat versus Soraka. Cat is down 2 units versus Soraka. Is it going to be enough? That is so much damage, and it is. But we got one more fight. 8 HP, 8 HP. It's a barn burner.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe I guessed that one. Unbelievable. If the only way that Macaque was going to lose would be close, and the targeting was just a horrendous blunder on both sides, but the Nyla was going to be able to clutch it out here. What do you do here? Do you go for the Syndra 2 here? Or do you just say, screw it, I'm going to toss out another Syndra who can toss out another Nunu? Who knows here? There's 5 seconds left, but he decides not to sell the Nunu.
Yeah, that's a tough one to go for. I mean, Syndra 2 really doesn't get you much, especially because you can't have anything on your bench. Definitely good pickup to buy that Sejuani. We'll see. This is definitely going to be the last fight. Who positioned a little bit better? Is that Sejuani even going to find its way to the back line? Nunu is doing a lot of damage. It's going to be anybody's fight. Soraka ends up going down. That's going to be a Cat for the win. Who'd have seen it coming? I'm so sorry we get another cutscene, but Max Second ends up taking it, dropping Cats in all caps in the chat.
Cat the second with a cat scene to close out game 4. What a way to end this Saturday. I hope you guys had a really good time here. I can't believe it. Max Second, struggled last game with Yuumi and then just runs everybody over with the Yuumi 3 to take game 4. Unbelievable.
I can't believe Cat Second ended up taking that one. What a turn. We were roasting a little bit. I think it had a lot less last game. Did get Battle Mage. I think Battle Mage might have actually been, what turned things for him. What a game there by Cat Second, if you will.
Yep, definitely. And before we see you beautiful people later, we might as well go and to the predictions right here, just to talk about no predictions. We got the stern look. We got the stern.
We need a couple minutes. Lawrence is onto it. Lawrence is getting there. Oh, he's there. Let's see if it actually updated.
Not too bad.
Hold up.
I like you go ahead. You talk. You do what. Talk that talk, Honey Bear.
No. Buy me time. Buy me time, Maloney. We're good. Hang on. Hold up. Buy me time. I need 45 seconds.
Okay, go. All right. So I do want to give you a heads up. We are doing a ACL tomorrow, so tune in. 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, of course. Aegis Challengers League. Only challengers all the time. They're a wild scene on the go over there. Only the best can join that scene, so it's pretty crazy here. Just a quick little update on me. I'm almost to Diamond 3 again. I was at the top of Diamond 2 and snuck into Diamond 1. Fell all the way back to Diamond 4 there. Life do be like that sometimes, but now I'm going to hopefully be able to get my groove back on the go and maybe make it to Masters. maybe, get into that threshold of 150 LP in Masters, maybe get into AML set 8.5. Probably not. I think you'll probably just hear my beautiful voice, once again at set 8.5.
AML?
Kind of. My goal is to probably, cast other tournaments as well. So, if you do need another beautiful caster like myself, handsome caster like myself, hit me up on Twitter, Mashup Maloney, or of course on Discord as well, Mashup Maloney 8808. Back to you.
Lauren said they were done. I did get confirmation on the backside that they are done. I don't see it. I don't see it being done. So we're gonna break down that game real fast. Maloney, I do want to talk about the cat, because first lobbies we didn't see it at all, right? Nope. I don't think we saw it once. Second two games, we did get 2-1 hero augments both games.
Yep.
Right. So, do you think that played a big role in it on how people did? We saw a lot more reroll comps. You don't always see reroll comps with it, but how do you think that changes things? Do you think we would have seen kind of that meta the same if it wasn't 2-1 hero augments?
Kinda. Like, the thing is that Max Second did not hit a single Yuumi hero augment, I believe. It was just I think it was get paid, and then the other one I forget. So you could still go Yuumi without the carry, just like he proved. The carry augment. So I feel like you could still get away with like a gold augment or a prismatic augment, maybe. Level up would be pretty good. I actually like level up with 2-star reroll comps because you could get to level 6 as soon as possible, even after carousel at 2.7, just because of how easy it is to level up with level up, and then save all of that money, get to 50, and then start slow rolling, and then eventually get that 3-star 2 cost.
Yeah, eventually get to the 3-star 2 cost. I think it's and I even roasted Yuumi in the first game when I even saw one Yuumi.
Yeah.
So I am excited, a little excited, right? See it come back. I always do more comps out there. It's pretty well known, right? That you go to Viego, you don't really keep the talent anymore. You transition, even if you get a 3 cost, 2-star Viego just seems stronger. So it was nice to be able to see, all right, people still carrying the talons over, sticking with the Camille's on the reroll, sticking with that and pushing through. Sticking with some Sivers, not really into the late game as much, didn't keep the itemize but still sticking with it and going through. And I think the big one that I want to call out here is the Jinx. Man, so much 2 gold presence from that Jinx. Big shout out to the 2 gold that Jinx provides. And pretty hyped to see more 2 gold Jinx in the future. I'm gonna send us into predictions. They will automatically update if Lawrence gets them over there. So, but let's check them out, see what happens, and just overall. Oh, there it goes, just updated. We got it. So now we just got into predictions. Maloney, take us away, man. What are you seeing here?
Oh my goodness! Wow. The casters in the community's tied at 26, staff at 23. Lawrence doing his best to catch up here. But, Aggro DH 416, Max Second. Yes, Max Second made it up on top, baby.
Yes, he did.
That was a rough game 1, but he's able to sneak into top 4 there. I highly respect it. And then with the community, they only got 1 right, but they're still on the top of the pile there. But at the staff got 2 right, which is not too bad. So, it was a fun 4 games to see this go. Cup of Kyoko, unfortunately, didn't make it in, but Owen didn't make it in. Dot didn't make it in. But, it's what it is that I do want to give you a heads up that 416 was actually going to be 4th place, but went 3rd due to the tiebreaker being the 2nd game placement. So good stuff to 416 there, putting TA on the map. Having a little bit of rough performances before, but 416 is and Skippy is holding it down for him.
Yeah, that would have actually been 2 correct predictions from Lawrence and staff if that would have came through. So it would have been pretty cool. I do want to shout out Dot. for playing a second game on mobile. That's pretty hype. I also am a mobile player from time to time here.
Oh, yeah,
but
same
definitely
here.
not on tournament day. So big shout out.
Oh, big shout outs to Dot. Oh, you broke up a little bit, but you're back, I think.
All right, I'm back. Yeah, but just big shout out, Sam. I think it's pretty cool to watch that come through.
Definitely, for sure. It seems like this is the end of the road for us, Honey Bear.
That is.
4 games. I can't wait to eat some food now, but it's always been a pleasure commentating with you. And, I'm not going to be there for commentating ACL tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to stop by and check out the competition. And I will see you beautiful people later.
You guys have an absolutely great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.
Yep. Later.